Grapsody with Will, Phil, and Reg, trying to keep it real instead of what you usually get from these talking heads. It's Grapsody, we're here to fill the void. 3 black fans, different perspective, gotta fill your voice. Coming with the podcast, talking majors, indies in between, yeah, it's all that. And we're down with Fightful, better fall back. Coming for respect, we connect like a ball bat. No need to double check, these are all facts. You're listening to what's talk raps. You're listening to what's talk raps. Will, Phil, and Reg. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps. Yeah, we're Grapsody, here to talk raps.
Welcome. It is I. It is he. This is Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay. I'm here with, of course, Righteous Reg. How are you this morning?
It is your favorite rap, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster, your favorite commentator. I'm going to have like 10 things to say eventually in the building. Very excited to be here. It's Saturday morning, Grapsody podcast. I just tweeted out, don't know news drop while Philip Lindsay and I are trying to do our thing, interrupting our flow by just throwing out some gigantic bits like last week. We're just trying to have a good time. What's up with you, my friend?
Yeah, last week we came in here, some pretty massive news dropped right before we recorded, so we had to immediately jump into that, but you know, that's the gig. That's what we do. Yeah, normal Saturday this week.
Just normal.
Got a WWE Backlash this evening, as well as I think there's an AEW show. AEW Fairway to Hell is tonight as well.
Collision on the you saw that thing that Tony did with the golf clubs and all that. Hilarious. Great bits. Amazing. There's some promo or something of him at the fairway getting down, and it's great. But yeah, they need to do more wrestling shows like that in cool venues that are unique and not the same looking thing every week. I'm excited about that. But yeah, a lot of wrestling on today, as always. A lot of basketball has been taking over the world too, Philip Lindsay. It's been a pretty fun week.
Buddy. No, I don't think anybody in the world laughed harder than I did the other night. I had a good time laughing the other night because, boy, man, when certain people become victims, man, it is just
it's different.
Great time laughing. And listen, if you've ever read any of my tweets, if you've ever listened to me at any point on this podcast, how could you think I would not laugh at this? Because it was all very funny.
It's TV for you.
This guy, of all people, complaining about officiating. This guy. And you guys were like, he's right. This guy, Mr. Flopmaster, this guy is complaining about another team flopping. This guy, JJ Redick, on the post show afterwards, this guy gets the most unfavorable whistle ever. I was like, y'all don't think this is funny? Oh no, this is hysterical. And people were like seriously mad. I was like,
oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, I got a good laugh out of that. And people were like, no, it's right. He's true. It's too much flopping. Yeah. Wonder who was a part of what started that.
I'm like, a culture you helped create, my guy. Like, what do you mean? These young players are doing this because they saw their main man LeBron doing it for years.
Yeah, I thought that all was very funny. And what made it even funnier to me is if you've been watching these two teams all year, if you've watched either the Lakers or the Oklahoma Thunder separately, you could see the vast difference between these teams. If you watched either of these teams, I don't know how you thought the Lakers stood a chance. If you watched any of their games this year where the Thunder has swept them in the regular season, how the heck did you think the Lakers stood a chance? I don't know. But yeah, 2 games in, it's going as I expected. Thunder are putting belt to ass, and now we're
Yep.
getting whining. It's just like, no, you never stood a chance, man. You don't have Luca. You're playing against the defending champions. They're better than you. Yes, they are getting some calls. Yes, they do flop, but I don't want to hear that from a team with Mr. Flop Master on it. Marcus Smart, who is a huge flopper too, one of the most annoying dudes on defense. Austin Reeves, who plays incredibly dirty and flops all the time. And Luca. Luca's always flopping. I don't want to hear that from you guys. It's just like when Jaylen Brown came out afterwards and was like, Embiid should be ashamed of himself with all this flopping. I don't want to hear that from you. You don't get to whine. Especially after you had a 3-1 lead on these guys and blew a 3-1 lead. You come out the next day, man, the refs got it out for me. Hey, dog, cut the streams off. Cut all this off, dog.
Turn this off.
Don't nobody want to hear these excuses.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't want to hear these excuses. Like, and this was the same thing after the Lakers game. Like, I don't want to hear these excuses. They're better than you. I don't want to hear nothing about officiating. SGA was on the bench in the third quarter with 4 fouls. Y'all were up coming in at a halftime, a point with this guy on the bench with 4 fouls. Y'all let these guys go on the biggest run of the game, and y'all ended up down 13 points by the time he got back in the game. But that's officiating too, I guess. No, I don't want to hear it. Better than you. That's what it is.
They're younger. They're faster. They're the defending champs, dog. They're ready to win another championship, and the Lakers are thinking that they were going to do something is very hilarious. LeBron thinking that he was going to go on one last run, like not against this team. And the fact that clip is going viral this week of LeBron saying that you can't say that people can say that, but you can't say that. And it's like and then you did that immediately. Like people can say that, but you can't say that, dog. Like you created this culture, you created what's going on here, and you can't be at the forefront being like, they're out against me. They're not out against you. This league is based on you, dog.
You mean the face of the NBA?
The face of the league.
I laughed up a good storm at that as well. Oh, they're paying off the refs. They're rigging the game. They're rigging the games against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers so that checks notes. Wait a minute. The Oklahoma City Thunder can go to the finals. That's what you think the National Basketball Association wants. You think they want the OKC Thunder in the finals instead of LeBron James?
Get LeBron out of here.
Like, no, no, buddy. This guy has benefited from years off of this. I mean, part of the thing where people are like, why don't you like this guy? Why do you hate him so much? Part of my villain origin story with this guy is watching this guy in that Miami Bulls series flopping and getting away with it. And after that series, I was like, this isn't fair. This guy flops all the time. He gets officiating going his way. He gets a favorable whistle. And I had to hear from all of his fans and all of these people, nah, man, don't complain. Just play basketball. You know what I'm going to tell you right now? Don't complain. Just play basketball. I don't want to fucking hear it because, like I said, when it was happening to everybody else, y'all acted like it wasn't a big deal. He ain't cheating. None of this is a big deal. Flopping ain't a big deal. Nah, I don't want to hear it now. Now it's out of control. Yeah, it's out of control because it's happening to him.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't want to hear it. Not from none of y'all, especially if you're a Bron fan. All you people that was gloating when he beat the Bulls, all you people that was gloating when Derrick Rose got injured, I don't want to hear from none of y'all. None of y'all. Shut it up. These dudes is going to lose. It was clear going into this series they were not going to win. Accept this L, buddy. Like, that's what you can do.
And Phil, wouldn't you think they would have prepared for this? Because all season, for the last couple seasons, we've been hearing SGA. He gets all the flops. He's always at the free throw line. He blah, blah, blah. They all do this. Y'all didn't prepare for this? Now y'all are surprised here in the finals, seeing it up close and personal?
But the thing is they did. They've been doubling them for 2 games. It's been hard for SGA to get anything. SGA hasn't played great in the first 2 games. But I guess they didn't prepare for Jared McCain because Jared McCain was out there cooking them in that third quarter.
There's the rest of the team too, you guys.
Again, you got to show up and play. Again, do I think like the officiating in that game was bad? Yes. Do I think
bad in a lot of games?
This culture around flopping and foul baiting is annoying and it kind of ruins the game? Yes.
Definitely.
But that's been the case for over 15 years at this point. It ain't new. It's just that you don't like the team that's winning that's doing it.
Right.
And that's what it is. Because again, when LeBron did it, it was perfectly okay. Yeah. I mean, again, dog, I can't begin to express to you how much Marcus Smart annoys me. And y'all want me to care that a team with Marcus Smart on it is getting hoisted by their own petard? No, I don't care about these guys. Get this the fuck out of here.
The fact that it's LeBron is so good, Phil, and they shared that the Roman clip of him yelling backstage. I was like, this is just like the parallels between these guys is amazing.
Oh, I had a good laugh at that too. He's back there screaming at Adam Pearce, "You owe me, you owe me." And then this was after Seth had walked up and was like, "Hey, you're in my way," and then he walked away. And I was like, wait a minute. Wasn't this the guy last week that was like, "I made this belt relevant. I'm the man." All this. Hey man, where was all that energy when Seth pulled up? Then when Seth walked away, "You owe me, you owe me." Shut the hell up. I didn't hear none of that when Seth was standing there. Why?
These guys are the same.
Yeah. I also noticed quite clearly when Austin Reeves stuff was happening. You know what it looked like? It looked like those clips that we see all the time of a white guy getting pulled over by the police, and he's like screaming all these things at the police. And I'm like, how's this guy not getting a ticket? Like, how is this guy not getting in trouble? They're just like, well, have a nice day, guy. This guy's like yelling at the ref, calling him a pussy. And I was like, that's not a tech. No, we're not going to throw a technical at him, because I swear if that was Draymond, he would get a tech. That ain't tech.
They're just like, well, have a nice day, guy. It's hella funny.
Like, that's not a tech. You can do that now. You can just
he was going in too, brother. He was being loud. He was pointing all kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the whole time LeBron's just sitting back there like, I was like, yeah, because bro, if you don't think that they're getting fined for this, they
Come
are.
on. Yeah,
Austin Reeves is absolutely getting fined, and I wouldn't be surprised if JJ gets fined as well. But you know, LeBron was sitting there the whole time like, y'all go ahead and get him. I'm not eating that fine, but y'all can eat this fine for the team.
This is, they're moving like the Lakers, Phil, so I'm not surprised, but I just, they're acting like the Lakers.
Have some shame is what I would say. Have some shame. Sitting in the middle of that court when you got beat by 18 points and complaining about officiating is shameful.
Yeah.
And if anybody else did this, just picture anybody losing to LeBron by 18 points and standing in the middle of that court and pleading to the refs and complaining about the refs after the game is over. First of all, after the game is over, you're supposed to go in the back. That's in the rules.
You're done. You
cannot stand out there and complain to the refs. The game is over. You got to get off the court.
Yeah, no shame.
So you continuing to do that after the fact? Nah, dog, you can't do this. This is the Los Angeles Lakers. This is one of the most storied organizations in the history of the NBA. And you're going out like that after you lose? Like, it's the ref's fault? And I saw so many people like, this game was stolen from me. You lost by 18 points. Something was stolen from you if it was a close game. It wasn't a close game. Y'all lost by 18 points.
And the Golden Boy was at the helm too, Phil, not just the Los Angeles Lakers. The Golden Boy is at the front of the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're doing this.
Come on, dog. You can't do that, man. You can't do that. And at the end, I know some people are going to be like, well, you just hate LeBron. Nah, man. It's the same reason I didn't like the Jaylen Brown stuff, because it's like, no, you lost. Like, I don't like Embiid flopping all over the place either. To be honest with you, I ain't a big Embiid fan. But no, you lost. You were up 3-1. You lost. Eat that.
Like, if this was like a 3-point game, it'd be totally different. But this is an 18-point game.
Yeah, this would be like Detroit blowing that series. They had that big lead, 3-1 lead. Then they had that big lead in Game 6, and then they come out, man. Cade Cunningham getting all these calls though. Nah, dog. No, you lost. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. You sound like a sucker, dog. Get the fuck up out of here with that. Like, like you lost, dog. Come on. I just no, man. I think that makes that makes these guys look bad. Again, that's not just a Lakers thing. All these guys that are currently doing that, I think it sucks. Jalen doing this. Oh, this was the best season I've had in a long dog. You lost in the first round. Most people expected you to go to the finals at the very least, or go to the conference finals. You lost in the first round to a Philly team that is getting their ass kicked by the New York Knicks, and you're like, best season in a long time. Hey, man.
Bro said this is our best season ever, and we won a championship. I'm like, are you sure? Like, I'm all about camaraderie. I'm all about we had a good time out there, but like y'all lost, man.
Yeah, it certainly feels like this is it. This is the beginning of the end of the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown duo in Boston.
Jason Tatum watched the game with us.
This guy coming back from a catastrophic injury. People didn't think he would make it back in time.
He didn't.
Turns out that he rushed back like most people assumed. And this guy's like, yeah, it was a chill season for me though, man.
We had a great time.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the way you should be talking, especially after you lost. I did love his response to Stephen A though. I did think that was very funny. When he was like, brother, turn the streams off. He was like, well, listen, if you shut up and retire too, then I'll shut my stream off. I was like, hey, sounds like a deal to me, man. We can cut all these things off.
2 birds, 1 stone, as they say. Double up on them. Yeah, Phil, I always say, as someone who makes podcasts, I feel like for the list talk too, it might sound hypocritical for a lot of stuff that I say, but like these basketball players going immediately to a podcast after their game and talking, and I'm like, shut all the podcasts down, I think. And every time I see a list this week, Phil, I'm like, shut this list shit down, dog. I don't think we need it no more.
Yeah, those lists were some of the
shut
lists
it down.
This week, I was like, yeah, no. Your boy was in the news as well this week. He's in the news 2 times, man. He had a bad week. bad week for Draymond, man. He was getting into it. Austin Rivers.
Austin Rivers was going ham.
Austin Rivers came back and fried him. I was like, damn. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Do not shut Austin Rivers' mic down because he's going in. And I'm a Draymond fan. I love it.
Austin was pretty funny this week when he was on the podcast with Raymond Felton and those guys. Also very funny. Yeah. Then he had his faux pas on there with inside the NBA guys, and everybody was like, "Nah, Charles is better than you, dog. What are you talking about? Yeah. Chuck has always been better than you. Why are you talking?" Like,
he thought he got a bid off pretty good. I was like, you on the Houston Rockets, and like nobody was in on set immediately. Left. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, huh? Do you get it? And they're like, yeah, we get it. And we don't. And then I go online, Phil, and everybody's like, absolutely not. They start putting up his Rockets numbers, and they were great numbers.
The funniest thing about it, and this is how you can tell where you're on enemy territory. When he said that, and then Kenny was like, oh, what does that look like? I was like, hey, Kenny a fool, man.
Kenny already before that though was like, I want to hear what Draymond has to say about in response. Like he was instigating the whole time.
Bro was like, oh, what does that look like?
Listen, the Charles Barkley was 1000% right. Is the issue here is like it's over here, you guys. I'm a Warriors fan. I see exactly what's going on here. Everybody's old. Time's running out. Like we're winding down. Steph's opening up new restaurants in San Francisco. I know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, even Jimmy's getting older. He's got a serious injury to come back from. Like,
come on,
it's what it is. These guys are getting older. KD did not look like KD at all in the series. Yeah, sitting out the games. Just very disappointing first round exit for the Houston Rockets. But again, if you've been watching the Rockets this year, I don't think anybody should be shocked by that.
No.
They've been dysfunctional all year. That burner stuff with KD happened, and I was like, yeah, this don't look like a team that there's a future for. So not shocked at all that they got a first round exit. Yeah.
Does he keep going? Like, what's going on? Is this it? Like, what is this? Because
I don't know.
The brother can still play basketball. We all know this.
Yeah. I don't know. Spurs still look really good. That guy Wembanyama last night went off for like 32 points, and he just looked in the third quarter. It just looked like there was nothing you could do with that guy. He was hitting threes. It was like at one point there's a spot where somebody's trying to get into a spot. But there's a point in the game where somebody's trying to get into the lane, and somebody's behind Wembanyama, grabbing his arm, trying to pull him backwards, and he's still reaching for it and blocks this shot like it's nothing. I was like, yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, no, this guy looking like the future of the league. I think if you are an OKC Thunder hater, this is probably your best chance of getting those guys out of the playoffs. Is the San Antonio Spurs. I don't think anybody else can beat them guys. I know we got some Knicks fans in chat. Knicks fans have to be feeling pretty good. Shrugged off of those Atlanta Hawks in the first round. Atlanta Hawks at one point looked like they were trying to win that series, and then they proceeded to turn right back into the Atlanta Hawks. And now they've got a Philadelphia 76ers team that has really no chance of winning the series. They went to Philadelphia last night and completely took over their arena, which I was just like, what happened to Philadelphia basketball? Because this would have never happened 10 or 20 years ago. I don't know what's going on here, but it looks crazy. Like, you let New York come to your city and just completely take over. I don't know, but yeah, this series is over, man. Philly has no chance of winning this series.
Philly's walked in here on crutches with like the bandage around their ribs and like the tape all on them. Like they were barely making it into this, and they're not going to make it out of this.
No, series is over. Paul George is just basically just there at this point. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I said it Knicks because it looked like to me it's going to be Knicks Boston conference finals. Now that Boston is out, I don't know who's beating the Knicks coming out of the East, man. It looks like the Knicks could be going to the finals, which is crazy to say, but yeah, it looks like the Knicks are heading to the finals. And if the Knicks are heading to the finals, I don't think they're beating OKC.
They're not. They're not.
Unless OKC loses to the Spurs. I don't know. It still feels like this is OKC's series championship to win. I think they're going to repeat. And some people are going to be very unhappy with that, but these guys are really good guys. I'm sorry.
We've just seen the Knicks collapse so many times, Phil. Like, I like their team. They got great energy. The fans are amazing, but we've seen them do this and get to the point and not make it, and I just can't. I can't think that they would do it. I just can't.
Yeah. I don't know. It kind of feels like Meet Normus is saying in the chat, whoever wins the Western Conference Finals is probably winning the championship.
That's how I
because
feel.
I don't know, man. If you get pumped up enough to beat the Thunder, I don't know who's beating you. If the Spurs somehow get past the Thunder, I don't know who's beating the Spurs. I don't know.
Like, if the Spurs are balling enough to beat the Thunder in a series, like, can the Knicks do that after that? I just don't know.
Yeah.
They are playing some good basketball, though. Cannot take away from the Knicks.
Yeah, Brunson's looking like Brunson. Towns is looking better than he did in those initial games, because I was like, what's going on here, dog? There was a lot of Mikal Bridges hate. He's been playing a lot better. Drew Turner says the Detroit Pistons are going to beat the Knicks. Detroit was looking Detroit was looking shaky, because I was like, I just know y'all not about to let the Magic send y'all home. I just know that's not what's going to happen. And then that Game 6 collapse happened. I was like, oh, yeah, this is over. Magic or not. Magic ain't going nowhere. Magic going home. Fired their coach, which everybody in the world knew was coming after they lost the series. But I don't know, man. My dad thinks that Detroit's beating the Knicks as well. He's been saying that since last year. He thought Detroit was going to beat the Knicks last year, and I told him, no, I don't believe Detroit. I guess anything can happen, but I have to see
Anything
it,
is
man.
possible.
I have to see it. I think Detroit looked really shaky against Orlando, and
That's all I'm saying. Like coming out of that series, I'm like, they won that series, but like the Magic were giving them the business in a couple of those games. And like if the Knicks continue this, I don't see them doing that, you know?
Yeah, and Cavs are I will never trust a team with James Harden on it. I'm sorry. James Harden's on that team, and so I already knew Cavs. No, don't trust James Harden. And his numbers in the last game tells you exactly what
Never
you're going to
trust
get.
him.
No, Donovan Mitchell is. It's like if he's hitting his shots, yes, but his shot selection is bad. He'll vanish. I mean, he's not as bad as James Harden. James Harden is Houdini. He will vanish, buddy.
But I just like feel like anytime it's in the hands of Donovan Mitchell, which it should be a lot of the times, he's like pretty hit or miss for like a star player. Like he's great, but then like we need this, and like he doesn't get the job done when he should sometimes. You're like, take over this game, dog. I hate when sometimes the star players are like, I want to dish and I want to do all this. Sometimes you just got to take this ball to the fucking hole, dude.
Great player, but if that shot's not going in, he's not giving you much of anything else. He's not a great playmaker. He's not really a great defender. Cavs are in trouble, man. They're not looking very good. Feels like Detroit is heading to the conference finals.
Shout out to Detroit, though. That's dope. I'm excited for them.
I am not. Hey, good for y'all, man. I can't say I'm excited for y'all, though.
Oh, never have been and never will be.
Nah, I seen Isaiah Thomas at one of those games, and he was giving a thumbs up. If anybody has ever wondered, because I've seen people.
Thumbs up.
I saw someone say, "Is there anybody in basketball that you hate more than LeBron James?" And I was like, "Oh no, I despise Isaiah Thomas. I will never like that man." Like at this point, even the sight of him, I was just like, "No, I hate this guy."
He was giving a thumbs up. He was having a positive experience. And Phil was like, "Fuck this nigga."
Yeah, I will never like that guy.
And it was reassured like this is a lifelong Chicago fan thing. And then The Last Dance came out, and all Chicago fans were like, "We hate this nigga."
Hate him. for life.
Jordan's out on NASCAR. He don't care about none of this.
But hey, man, all these people that are enjoying playoff basketball, their team is still in there.
Good for you.
Yeah, good for you. Yeah, no, never in this household for Bill and beer either, Ryan. No. Send us your super chats. That is your best way to get your chat read on the stream. You can also send us a humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
The funny thing about all this is I am a LeBron fan. I like LeBron. I'm a big fan of him. Like when the debates happen and who should be number one, I'm like, yeah, LeBron is in the conversation for sure, man. He's done some amazing. Like I can't believe he's still playing. His son is there too. Like it's wild what he's done. But like hearing Phil destroy this guy just makes me laugh so hard. It's amazing. It's great.
Listen, man, it's gonna go down as one of the greatest players of all time.
Dog,
I just happen to not like the guy very much, and I've seen and based on a lot of things he's done in games against my favorite team, why would I like him? I don't know. I don't know. It's because it's not. If it was just that he was just beating us and he was just better than us, hey, great. I understand. That's why a lot of people didn't like Jordan. But no, some of the antics, some of the stuff you let this guy get away with, I'm just like.
Then he's just like at the shop, his show, like sitting with people, and it's just like,
I mean, just the lack of self-awareness this week of people just really being like, man, he never gets calls. I was like, y'all got to get the hell on with this. Like, what are y'all talking about, man?
He never gets calls. Is so funny. I'm like, we got calls. Come on, you guys.
LeBron always fouling him like that. The same. All right, man. No.
LeBron James. We're talking about the same LeBron. They're like, yeah, that LeBron. He's been held down. I'm like, he has not been held down. Shout out to LeBron, man. If he did win another one, that'd be hilarious. But he's not winning another one.
I don't see it happening. I definitely don't see it happening in a Lakers jersey.
Yeah, I'm with this team.
Mr. Banana Head said, Phil is going to hate on me, but I'm a lifelong Pistons fan since mom's is from Detroit. Hey, man, I feel you. Like, your allegiance is your allegiance. Yeah, I just don't know if I could ever root for that team. The closest I got to rooting for them is when she was there and Ben Wallace and those guys beat the Lakers, because I'm not a big fan of the Lakers, if you can't tell. But it was kind of one of those, yeah, I was happy for Rasheed, man. Big fan of Rasheed Wallace.
I'm California to the core, and like Lakers are still like my third or fourth favorite California team. So never really was huge. Like, I love Kobe, and there's always a lot of Kobe talk, but like when Kobe was dominating, I wasn't like on the squad. Like, I understand still, but like it wasn't really my cup of tea. After like Jordan, people, we talk about it often, and my friend is talking about it at the current moment. Jordan was the world, you guys. I lived in California, and Jordan was still everything. It's like, you don't like the Bulls? What do you even? What basketball do you watch? And like after it was over, it was like, what is basketball anymore? It took some time to like readjust to non-Jordan basketball, and like the Lakers became a victim of that for me. Like, I went to a couple games at the Great Western Forum and the Staples Center, and it was like, I love the vibes, but it still was something that didn't really fully get there. And it's all because of Jordan Mania. What do they call Jordan Mania? The life was crazy. People don't understand. Like, basketball was different, dude. You had to be there.
You had to be there. No, I don't. Look, man. See, people get this wrong idea that I hate on other teams that are not my teams. I like the Warriors. I like Steph. I like other teams.
But isn't that sports?
Tyron Kid, I don't. Yeah, Tyron Kid, I don't hate the. I don't hate the Magic. I just that collapse, like, because I thought it was funny. If they would have beat Detroit, if you thought I laughed hard at the Lakers, I would have laughed really hard at Detroit losing like that to the Magic.
Right.
So I don't dislike the Magic. I just was like, dude, how do you blow that game? They had a 22-point lead at halftime. What happened? And yeah, because look, Tyrone Kidd is saying, Phil is just gonna hate LOL. I don't know why he's hating on the Magic. Is it because of Horace Grant? Horace thing, like I still am not a Horace Grant fan to this day because of that. But no, I don't dislike the Magic. I think they just blew it, man. I like a lot of guys on that team. I like Paolo. I like the Wagner boys. I like Jalen Suggs, even though Jalen Suggs takes horrible shots. But they blew it. I just don't know what happened in that game 6. They had that series in the bag. It was over.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
I do like how a lot of that conversations was about the next generation. Like, we're talking about LeBron and Steph and Draymond and KD, but they're all like, this is about to be it, dog. Like, we're moving on to Wemby. It's Wemby time. This guy has long ass arms.
It's over. It's gonna be Wemby's league soon.
Isn't it sad though, Phil? We're done here. Like, they wrap us up. We're gonna be in the barbershop. Like, remember when KD and them did it?
It's time, bro. It's time. LeBron got drafted the same year I graduated from high school.
Yeah.
He's 40. He's 40. He's old. It's time. It's time. A lot of these guys, it's time, man.
I guess people look at Jordan Mania, like I was talking about, as LeBron Mania, because for the last 20 plus years, it's been fucking LeBron on their TVs every single day. So I guess.
Yeah, I do wonder what his farewell tour is going to be like, because I did have this realization when Kobe was leaving, as somebody that was never this big Kobe guy. I was like, dang, it was fun hating that guy for a long time. It was fun rooting against him, and now he's not going to be here, and he's been a part of basketball for almost my entire life. It's like, I don't know what to do now. Like, and I don't think it's going to be the same way. I'm at this point looking forward to him being gone.
Yeah, it's different because by the end, like Kobe, it wasn't still like every news thing is about Kobe and every game is we have to blah blah blah. It's everything was about LeBron. So by the end, it was like, oh man, Kobe, like everything is still dominated by LeBron. Like it's gonna be a sigh of relief when he's done because it's like, man, maybe we'll get a second to not be engulfed in LeBron stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Wemby's league. I know a lot of people have prematurely assumed it was going to be Anthony Edwards' league as well.
I love me some Anthony Edwards too, man. Damn.
Really like the guy, but I don't think he is getting out of this round. It's not looking good for him. I would have been happy for Minnesota because the Chicago guy, Isles over there, but it's not looking good. Not looking good for the Minnesota Timberwolves at the moment.
These injuries, man, like it's starting to kind of get like wrestling where like the next generation is having to overcome some big injuries pretty early into their career, and they're going to have to adjust kind of how they do in the future because AE came in wild, going 1,000 miles per hour, being all over the court, doing all these things, and like you start to get these injuries and you have to adjust how you play. Just like wrestlers, some of them come in and go 1,000 miles per hour, get an injury, hurt your ACL or something, you have to come in and act different. And it's just so interesting. I mean, like Jason Tatum was on the bench for a lot of the playoffs, and KD and like all these guys are dealing with these injuries, and it's like, damn, it's kind of fucked.
Yep. Yeah. Get into some of these super chats.
Absolutely. The homie Grapple Geekery says, so does Backlash refer to WrestleMania or to TKO Backlash? I see what you're doing there, Grapple Geekery.
At Backlash.
Now, but I've seen concerning these prices, Phil, in this whatever this tier, whatever hoops and science you have to do to watch this show today, I have seen some actual backlash.
People are not happy that they're still doing the thing they were doing during WrestleMania weekend, where the first two matches will be on ESPN2, and then you have to go on to ESPN Unlimited to watch the rest of it. So essentially, if you pay $30 for ESPN Unlimited, you're paying $30 for 3 matches.
Like I don't even, and I have to watch my wrestling on 5 different channels. Like I understand, like, you know, YouTube and then convert to this, but like this is different. And I just, so if you're a cord cutter, you don't get nothing starting out, and then like you got to pay $30 to get the 3 matches. Like I just don't understand what they got.
I would assume if you pull up ESPN Unlimited from the beginning, all 5 matches are there. I think they're just trying to do that lead in on ESPN2 to get more people to tune in, which I don't know how well that works, but if you're already paying for it, like I said, you're essentially paying for 3 matches.
This is interesting strategy, but they have a lot of very interesting strategies in the last couple of months, in the last couple of years. I've seen some diehard fans being like, oh, because I was just reading about, before we got on the pod, Phil, the streamer thing that they're doing now, and docking streamers and going after the people that cover their content. And I'm like, what's going on, you guys?
Yeah, listen, they were very internet friendly at one point. They were putting the streamers on the show and showing their reactions. They were big fans of people that were doing reaction videos and streaming these shows at one point. They have a streamer that was just on their pay-per-view a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now they're coming with the copyright strikes and getting some of these people out of here. Yeah, it's always sweet until it's not with that company. It kind of feels that way. Like, hey man, welcome in, and now get out.
Like some of my friends have been on their TV show, like with their reactions, and it's like, what? Going from that, and like some of my friends have been invited to their events just recently, and now they're like, actually, don't talk about us. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know all the specifics about this whole but whole streamer thing. But I've seen more people complaining about copyright strikes. So I don't know what changed, but it happens with WWE pretty often. I don't know, and it could change back.
Now
I don't know.
it's TKO. It's a different. The thing that I was reading was on the Observer site, which was from Jeremy Lambert. So shout out to Fightful of saying that the copyright strike. Just the connections to the different connections, but the way that they're using, I don't just understand how you could go from not using someone or from using someone to not using someone, and the way that the people were talking about not being invited to WrestleMania and not being invited to whatever that 2K game event was. It's like TKO is not caring about it. They're starting to move like New Japan because like it said that they're using like a botted service essentially, which means like it's not humans being like blah, 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 streamer needs to have their thing taken down. It's just like if there's our content out in the world, then then the bot's going to find it and copyright strike it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the Mouse 420 is saying, people are showing the show, whether the show lets people post that stuff on socials. Yeah, I don't know if that's what it is. I don't think people are getting the copyright strikes if they're just doing watch-alongs. It seems like it's mostly people that do the reactions and show like the actual show in their clips.
Oh, so the people that are doing like
guess.
the split screen thing, like it's me down here, then up here is the video from SmackDown or whatever. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so yeah, they have the right to do that. It's their content, but they've been inviting the streamers and the reactors in. So I could see people being like, what the heck? What changed?
And like some of the stories that I've heard of the places that they've invited the streamers, and like it's just like what happened?
Yeah.
The other Mikey V says people think Darby can't wrestle, but he's actually an amazing worker. The way he and Kev worked made the high spots look even crazier than usual.
Yeah, Darbs and Kevin Knight was really good. Go figure. This guy, as we've said before, really good television wrestler. He's been a great champion so far. Very, very funny that it went exactly the way I assumed it would go when he won a championship. I was like, yeah, load up the title defenses, do what this guy does best, put him on TV, let him have the big main events every week, and he's been killing it. I think every match has been different. And man, so far so good. He's been killing it 4 weeks in a row of him having great TV matches. And not just that, making his opponent look better in the process. Ciampa came out of that match with him in his first events looking like somebody that could compete for the world title. Brody continues to look like somebody that belongs in the world title picture. And yeah, Kevin Knight is next up, current TNT champion. I thought he came out of this match this week looking like every bit as good as he should. And what a year for him as well. The swerve stuff he had earlier this year, having a match with Max, and then getting another main event with Darby. Good for him.
I'm almost upset at how great this Darby Allin run is going because it's not going to be the norm. Like, this is what I want my world champion to be. This guy Darby Allin's out of his mind. He's nuts. Every match he does something crazy. But like you said, Phil, it elevates every opponent that he's in the ring with. Every match is on some completely different thing. There's a sense of urgency in every single match. Like, that's a lot to do with Darby Allin being the champ, but like the matches move different. The show moves different, knowing there's going to be a world title match attached to it at the end. Like, there's just so many good things that kind of come with this, and it just adds a different prestige that you don't get with other champions. Like, I'm just like, damn, I'm so sad that this isn't going to be regular life. But what Kevin Knight has done since joining AEW has been amazing. He just understands what it is to be a TV wrestler, completely different than the other guys on the show. I thought what he did here was tremendous. He like creates space between him and Darby just so he can fly into Darby's space. It's kind of a strategy that Darby creates in the same way. Like the way that he sets up the springboard lariat in different ways, with this time through that onto the announce table, was crazy. Darby, again, of that diehard attitude of like, I'll end it all right here to keep this championship. It just makes the AEW World Championship feel like something. And the shows feel being surrounded by wrestlers being like, I want a shot too. Like if Darby's doing this, like I want to be next up. Got Okada this week being like, I'm trying to get a title match. Everybody just being after the World Championship, like I always say, and people think I'm wild. The World Championship needs to be like the 24/7 championship. People need to be coming out of trash cans. People need to be jumping from behind trees to try to get this belt. And that's the kind of vibe that they're on right now with it.
Yeah. I get what you're saying about the Darby thing and how we're going to go back to Max not just handing out title defenses every week. And it's going to be, exclusive to pay-per-views. It's going to be back to big match wrestling again instead of TV matches. But I think that that's what makes this title reign special, because we don't get something like this all the time. I was concerned because, like you, I do think that Max is probably going to beat this guy at Double or Nothing. But I do think that they've done a lot in just the span of 3 weeks with Darby to make this work. I do think that they've got to stop doing the, hey, I want a mid-card championship or another secondary belt. Hey, I want to be world champion now. It's like, well, defend your belt. Like, actually,
you got a belt.
Actually do storylines around the belt they won. I do think they've got to stop doing that. I am not a big fan of that. But yeah, Kevin Knight, man, again, I can't say enough about how much he's gotten out of the stuff with the Max in particular, and then getting to come in here and have the match with Darby. And yeah, Darby is just fantastic at this point. Everybody keeps downplaying how good this guy is in ring. That has been a part of all 3 of these matches so far. Yeah, no, this guy is fundamentally sound. It's not like he's just going out there and throwing himself into people and that's it. No, he's still got a good mat-based offense, as well as the fact that he's doing very crazy, dangerous things as well.
Yeah, like he's like, I have to figure out a different strategy to beat Kevin Knight, completely different than the strategy that I used to beat Brody King, completely different than the strategy I used to beat Tommaso Ciampa. Like, will I use a submission in this match? And that's what people don't really understand about Darby's. Like, he's super calculated. Sometimes it's extreme. Sometimes it's just like, man, I want to win this match in the quickest fashion I can and make both of us look cool. And I think that's exactly what was accomplished here. I do like how also attached to Kevin Knight around every corner, it feels like somebody's just like, Kevin Knight's next up. We had Sting in the last couple of weeks being like, have you guys seen the Jet? Man, he's awesome. And like, getting that endorsement at the end of the match this week with getting his hand raised. It's just like, feels like the momentum is in the right place for Kevin Knight. And we could actually, like, he's going to be AEW World Champion. And like, knowing that he's starting where he's starting just feels so good. Like it's a great way for someone to ascend on television with how they're booking Kevin Knight.
Yeah. He's still doing things here and there where I was like, a little heelish, but it was less so this week. He had the promo backstage with Speedball. He had on like a Speedball-esque robe / jacket. And I was like, oh yeah, people are going to be really hurt when these guys possibly split up.
I've already seen some people being like, do they have to? And I'm like, they have to. And you know how I feel about Speedball, but like, it's definitely coming. Like, I think the real big draw we're talking about Jet is when he's healed, just because of he's such a humble and nice guy, but I think he wants to unlock that other side because of the people we know, Phil, that he was inspired by coming up. Just because like when he locks into that kind of persona and swag, it's gonna feel totally different. He's gonna be that guy.
Yeah. But yeah, even in the match, he was doing things here and there that I was like, I did do that. Yeah. So it's not just the way he's cutting his promos. It's not just certain things he does outside of ring that are leading me to believe this guy's turning heel. He's doing more and more heelish stuff in the match as well.
He is.
And yeah, I like it.
Big fan.
Big fan of the springboard layered he does and just how incredible it looks, him flying out of the ring doing it. Like, I think it was Rich Latta that tweeted it. I don't know how we don't have that clip of him flying out of the ring as a part of the Dynamite intro at this point, but we got to make that happen because this guy, man. But yeah, man, really, really great match. Love what this is doing for Darby as champion. Love what he's done for all of his opponents so far. We've got Okada coming up tonight, right, at Fairway to Hell.
Or who's on Wednesday? Because there's already 2 matches announced.
I thought the Darby Okada match was announced for tonight. Or am I mixing it up?
Yeah, because I think there's a different match tonight that he's doing, or is the Okada match tonight? I'm confused, you guys.
Okay, Okada's Wednesday.
Wednesday,
he's facing, Big Buddy Lad, Pac tonight because Pac also threw down the challenge.
That's
right. I was gonna say last night, Wednesday, on the first hour of Collision, and so yeah, Fairway to Hell. We're getting Darby versus Pac. We're getting Divine Dominion in a tag match, and then we're also getting Jack Perry defending the national championship against Mark Davis.
We've already seen some super fire Darby matches. We've talked about it here in this show. Pac match, Phil. Could you imagine? These guys have awesome chemistry already. We've seen them before in AEW. The world title is going to be on the line now. Pac is somehow getting better as a wrestler. I don't know how. So, like, just imagine what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing that's been great about all these Darby matches is he's giving matches to all of these people that the fans like. Like, all of these guys so far, I'm like, hey, man, I kind of want this guy to win. Hey, I wouldn't be mad if this guy wins. Because, yeah, it's Kevin Knight. I mean, Ciampa looked great in that first match. Brody and Pac is a guy that I felt like since day one could be world champion in this company. We've unfortunately kept having to deal with injuries and, he's had visa issues. And so he's been stalled here and there, but he came in from day one feeling like somebody that could be the guy.
I mean, every time I run back the early shows of AEW, it's like they're almost telling the story of Pac is gonna ascend to the top and become world champion. Like they had him in stuff with Kenny Omega. He was in a lot of stuff with Darby and Orange Cassidy. Like he was pretty at the top of the card for like the Hangman stuff. He was at the top of the card for a lot of stuff, that early stuff. And it felt like, dude, one day Pac has to be world champion. And I still feel exactly like that.
Yeah. But he and Darby have great chemistry. So I have no doubt the match is going to be great. Yeah, but I mean, look at this so far. He's had 3 title defenses in a span of 3 weeks, and he's already got 2 set up. Double or Nothing is in about 2 weeks. He's gonna by then already have had 5 title defenses. Yeah, that's crazy, but that's what you should do with a Darby title run. I think they're booking this perfectly, and it's gonna set up some hubris when Max comes back. Like, hey, man. This is why I don't work every week. You're going to be all banged up by the time Double or Nothing gets here. Which we got the Max and Darby segment, which was
I'm so excited to hear your thoughts, Phil, because
after Dynamite ended, we got Sting coming down. So we got the first hour of Collision, and it opened with Max coming out to once again claim that he deserves a rematch.
Ain't won no matches or nothing. Ain't done nothing to try to get this. He just talking.
Yes. And Darby continues to say the same thing. You have to put something on the line in order for me to give you a title match. I'm not just going to give you a title match. And he's like, yeah, well, how about if I put the scarf on the line? This is a nice scarf. No. All right. Well, everybody likes money. I'll give you $1 million. No. How about my dynamite diamond ring? No. I still think it's interesting that he's still using the dynamite diamond ring as his main thing when he did not win the
Didn't
battle
win.
royal this year. Bandito doesn't use it as a part of his character at all, but Max still uses it even though he didn't win.
He uses it
I don't
in
really
legit
understand that.
every match at this point.
Yeah, I don't really understand that. But yeah, no. Finally, Darby says, "No, you've got to put something on the line. It had to be something that means something to you, something that you flew all the way to Turkey to get stitched on your head. I want your hair. If you're willing to put your hair on the line, then I'll give you a title match."
Turkey.
The contract signing is next week. If you don't show up, then you're not getting a title match. This was very anticlimactic. For us to spend 3 weeks of this, the way that Darby won the belt and the way his title reign has been handled so far, it's so good and it's so interesting. It's so different from everything Max has been doing as champion. And so this is a complete tonal shift for Darby as a character, being this guy that's like, hey, you got to carry me out of here. You got to give me everything you got to get this belt off of me. And then you're doing this silly hair versus title thing as the climax to the feud with him and Max, I'm assuming. Um, and don't get me wrong, a hair versus title match, of course, is like a storied wrestling tradition, right?
It's heat in Mexico
I just
specifically.
I just don't like the segment of how we got here. I thought it felt very much like that's it. That's how we get the title match. After all this time, him telling him no, that's how we get here. I wasn't a fan of it.
Mm-mm. Yeah, they slow walked the dog, and then when they got there, I was like, in concept and theory, I like the match, but I think the issue is like the hair didn't feel like a big enough get for me. Like Max isn't walking around being like, I just love my hair, my glorious hair. Don't touch my hair. He don't talk about his hair. Only time his hair is brought up is when somebody's like, you went to Turkey, you got fake hair. Like as a diss is the only time it's really mentioned. So like that being like the biggest thing against Max didn't really hit as hard for me. So like, yeah, it felt anticlimactic to me too, because it was like I almost was like, there's simple. You could have been like, you can't. I would have rather Darby be like, you can't call yourself the devil if you lose the match, or like something that like actually is connected to Max's character. Like he's making a bit out of it now online with people on the internet doing bald bits, and it's like it's funny and it works. But like you said, we've been building up to this for weeks, and they've been pushing it along and throwing the ball down the road and being like, we're gonna get to it. And then for Darby, he's a serious wrestler. We've been seeing him going crazy. We've been seeing him say that I will end it all to keep this championship. And like, only way you could get a match with me is if I could cut your hair afterwards. It's like Darby wouldn't even care about that. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about those things. So why would he care about shaving Max's head? Like that doesn't, he would do that as a prank. It's not like some big grandstand he's taking. I there's a place where I feel okay about this, Phil, because going into it, I was like, if they do the stupid Max can't go for the championship ever again stipulation, I'm gonna know that he's gonna win this match easily. So they went in a different direction, but it just didn't feel like the direction I thought they were gonna go in.
Yeah. And I get the story they're attempting to tell here that Darby is like, oh, uh, this is a pride thing for you. You care so much about not looking bad in front of people that you would allegedly go to Turkey and get new hair. And so if you lose, in order for you to get another match, you gotta put something on a line that actually prides you, because you don't actually care about like money. You don't actually care about like the ring and everything. You care about how you look to people. That is very evident. I mean, that's also, what Swerve said in the promo all the way back last year. He cares what you guys think about him more than anything. And so, yeah, that's what Darby is banking on here, is that, no, it has to be something that matters to you. It has to be your perception and how you look to people. I just wasn't a fan of the segment and how it was put together. I didn't like how we got here, especially after 3 weeks of telling him no and then getting
Build
this.
up.
I think that this segment wasn't great. And it's not me so much saying that it doesn't make sense. It does. I just feel like how we got here was very anticlimactic. I think the execution wasn't great. And even if we're okay, we've done the match. And that's the other thing that's kind of interesting about this. The match was so quick. The match was so quick because of the way that Darby won. So I felt like the whole build up to get to the match at the pay-per-view was to get a legitimate match. Not, oh, we got to raise the stakes. We got to add a stipulation to it. Okay, let's make it a stipulation match. Let's make it a title versus hair match. Okay, great, but I don't know, man. I wasn't a big fan of how we got here, honestly. And of course, like, it's subjective. And I already see people like, wow, well, why don't you guys get a title versus hair match? Again, this is story tradition, of course, in lucha libre. Like, this is the thing
Yeah.
we've seen in wrestling all the time. Again, I get the story here. I wasn't a big fan of how we got here, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm like, I know Max loves lucha. He loves heat. He loves stuff like this, and so it makes sense. But I don't know. And I'm on the like, Max didn't beat anybody. He lost to Kevin Knight. Like, how do you just like request to get back, but you ain't done nothing to get back? And like, oh, I'll let you back if we cut your hair. And it's like, okay, I understand. And then Max is just presumably gonna win too. It's like, it feels like we're using all this to get to that, and that doesn't feel that refreshing.
Nah, I wasn't a fan. If you like it, that's great. And again, I have no doubt the match at the pay-per-view is going to be good. I
Totally.
also, I think a part of this is, it's not necessarily just this match. I don't think the build to this pay-per-view has been that good. You've got 3 matches on this show so far.
Talk about it.
You've got Takeshita Okada, which they slow walked the dog on this for way too long. And I'm assuming Takeshita is going to interfere in this match on Wednesday to continue to set up that match. Uh, but yeah, we also got the Stadium Stampede stuff that they're setting up with Ricochet. Um, I just don't know why we're continuing this feud. I don't know why we're continuing this feud. I haven't been a fan of a lot of stuff they've been doing on TV for the last few weeks. And then now we're all right. Well, I challenge you to a Stadium Stampede match. I need 4 more people. You're adding the Hurt Syndicate into this. Not really for me, man. It's not really doing it for me.
Our worst nightmare is unfolding in front of our eyes. Like, Jericho's overstaying his welcome at a place. Like, they keep doing these promos in the ring, and they're trying to do these funny bits, and they're not really that funny. And they're doing, it's
No.
just like nothing's really hitting as hard as it could. And like, I understand what Jericho's doing. He's like, if I stand next to all these guys, it'll mean that his syndicate's here. Fucking Gates of Agony look awesome. Ricochet. Like, if I stand next to these guys, then it'll be cool. But it's just not feeling like that at all. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not feeling good.
No, it hasn't really been. It hasn't really been for me. And I think the initial Jericho Ricochet match was good at the pay-per-view. Exceeded expectations. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
But the stuff every week has really felt like a ton of filler. And I feel like that time would have been used better to build up other matches, to give the women spots on this show, to do other things. Like, I think, yes, they did a great job of getting us here with the match at Double or Nothing to explain, okay, why we're getting Takeshita Okada. But in the weeks that followed, I think that they've been underserved as a feud. Um,
Yeah.
the other match we've got set up already is the FTR Cope and Christian I Quit match. Great. I assume Christian and Cope are probably going to win at Double or Nothing. Swerve Bandito is probably going to end up on this card based on the segments we've been getting with them. Enjoyed that as well. This pay-per-view is 2 weeks away. This is a show that I was initially thinking about. Like I'm trying to fly to New York to see this. Yeah, I think that there's not much here that I feel like they have done to make this an interesting pay-per-view.
And this is a cool stadium show. Like this is a cool show. What happened here? What's going on?
Yeah. I mean, like, what's the women's match? Like, is it going to be Jamie Tekla again? Like, what is it? Are we doing a women's tag match here? Like,
this wasn't the show to do. We're still announcing matches on the pre-show show. This is like, let's announce this show. We're two weeks out. We should know the full card by now.
Yeah, I assume there's going to be an Ospreay match. There's going to be some kind of culmination of all of the Mox and Ospreay stuff they've been doing, which has quietly been the best story they've been doing on AEW TV.
Yes.
But what's the match? Where
like, is it Ospreay and Moxley again? Like, I don't know. Like, what is the what story are they telling here? Like, who's Ospreay supposed to fight after this?
Yeah, and again, I think the Ospreay stuff has been great. The stuff that they've been doing with him, the stuff that they did at the New Japan show over the weekend that connected the dots with the United Empire stuff, really enjoying it. But yeah, what's the pay-per-view match? I mean, I assume they're gonna announce the Owen soon. Are we getting Owen matches at the double or nothing? Is that why they've been waiting so long? Because we're getting the Owen bracket?
I just thought about last year getting that amazing final, and that's not what's happening this year. Like, we got to start getting to this stuff. Like, we're building to All In at this point.
Yeah. So yeah, I just kind of wanted more out of this double or nothing build, and I think that that's part of why I felt like, oh, if this is going to be the main event, Darby versus Max, and this is how you got here, this is how you got to this hair versus title match. I kind of wanted more out of it, and again, I'm sure the match is going to hit. I don't even hate it as a stipulation for their match, because again, I understand why Darby would want this stipulation for the match. I just wish they had done more to build up this pay-per-view. And I mean, we got 2 more weeks to go, but not feeling that excited about this pay-per-view so far.
I'm sure they'll announce some stuff tonight on the show and they'll get to it, but I just feel like there could be a little sense of urgency here. It doesn't feel like there's a big show about to happen in 2 weeks. I think they're just like, we got another show coming up, and this isn't just another show coming up. This is a big show.
Yeah. I think the Sheeta status stuff has been really good as well. I think that's probably been like my second favorite story they're doing on TV every week. They brought all of the thirst trappers, they baited all the people out of their holes this week with that segment from Collision last weekend.
That Harley thing ripped Harley's shirt off on TV. Yeah, people were having their time with it. I'll say that, to say the least.
I didn't see much of that, thankfully.
People, I don't know how you didn't, because people were going absolutely insane on it. It'll get to like you're saying, Phil, by the showtime, we'll have this sick card, because like Swerve and Bandito, the bits that they're doing. I like the promo this week that Swerve cut of saying like, and essentially, I want all the power, I want all the stuff, most dangerous and all this, and I want the most wanted. Like, really great stuff happening there.
Yeah. Yeah, people in the chat are talking about the comeback killer stuff that Willow has been doing. I hope that leads to something at the pay-per-view. I hope she gets a big title defense at the pay-per-view.
I'm
Because
always like, who would come back?
now, who do we have off TV that could potentially do a big return in time for Double or Nothing? Ruby Soho. I'm not sure she's ready yet. We won't be seeing Tony for some time.
I mean, comeback killer? Does it? Are we mad if Mercedes comes back and Willow beats her? I'm not mad about it. I think that's a great story, but will people be mad about that?
That's what I immediately thought, because I know some people are going to be like, "Oh, this is where they bring DMD back."
I don't know.
I think it makes a ton of sense for it to be Mercedes, and that's how you get the one-on-one match. You get the rematch on a pay-per-view at Double or Nothing.
But Willow beats her.
I think Willow should win if they do that.
Because Mercedes is going for the AEW Women's World Championship. And if the story is she comes back and it's like, actually, I want that belt. But Willow's like, nah, you're not getting this belt. And then we start this adversity ascension to Mercedes to the AEW World Championship. The story's all there.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen people say Nyla in the chat as well. I would love to see Nyla back on TV. I don't know why she's not on TV. I don't really get it. I think she's great. I think she's still overdue for a babyface run that we haven't gotten, because she's so funny. She's got such great personality, and they have not utilized that well at all.
There's so many people that have seen Nyla on TV that don't know how incredibly funny Nyla is and how enduring and all the great things that she could bring to the table. It's just like the native beast, crazy on screen. It's like there's so much more to Nyla, and that still could happen. Yeah, that's a pretty good one too. I'd be into that.
Yeah, I would love to see Nyla make a comeback or have something going. But if you're gonna do that, don't just do this. Oh, she's coming back to add this comeback killer thing. Actually bring her back and keep her on TV. Don't just have her come back and lose and then go away again.
Yeah, because the people she's been up against, I'm like, Camille, are we ever going to see Camille again? Like, I like the Anna Jay stuff. Like, there's a couple of the matches that I'm like, yeah, but like, is the story for Willow or is it for the opponents? Like, it could be for both, can it, Phil?
It can. Because I do think the Anna match on Saturday was good.
Yeah.
But again, I hope that there's more coming out of this for Anna. I hope it's not just Anna came back and had a match and then we're not going to see her again.
This will be after the Ring of Honor show. We could put it. Does Athena count as a comeback match, or am I reaching?
I mean, she's been on TV. She hasn't gone anywhere. I mean, yeah, she's on Ring of Honor, but she's still visible. Like all these people that have been coming back before this were not on TV anywhere.
Right. Like some 500 days off. Yeah, I'm just reaching. I just want Athena on TV. That's it. That's all.
I do want Athena to just make the jump to the main show. I don't know.
What could be the issue, Phil? Like, I don't like, you got like this isn't just like, oh, this is like this wrestler we really like. We just really want, shucks, she deserves an opportunity. You legit got like one of the best wrestlers in the whole world, like just at your disposal, and we're not seeing this person.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get what the holdup is, but it is what it is.
It's not like a really good hand. It's like an amazing, talented, you could put the company on her back wrestler. I just don't get it. What is it?
Yeah, that makes me think. Did you see that clip of JR talking about Athena? Because Conrad, sorry, not Athena, but Aleister Black, because Conrad's like, yeah, what do you think? You think the chance of coming to AEW? And he gave a great answer. He was like, look, man, he's got to work on his attitude, and like he's got to work on this. He's got to watch some old tape, and he's just like, man, a lot of this has something to do with him. But the funniest thing about the entire thing, he kept looking to the side, kept peeking over there. And then all of a sudden he upped that cig out of nowhere. I was like, nah, that square was calling him, man. He was like, no, what you gonna do? You finished talking or not?
JR said, watch some of your old tapes, dog. Let me hit the stove real quick.
Bro.
I love this JR. And he's right though. No, he was spitting though. He's like, listen,
yeah.
In order for Aleister Black to get back to Aleister Black, he has to understand who Aleister Black is. That's pretty much what it is, you know?
I agree with everything he said. But it just shows like, man, this guy's been around the business for so long. Like,
he knows.
This guy was a talent scout for so long. He knows more about wrestling than most people. And he knows more about people and dealing with people because he's been in talent relations. So he knows. I would love to see him do more like backstage interviews and stuff as well on AEW. Just like something for like the big matches or something, like even for this MJF thing. If they did like a MJF and Darby sit down with JR ahead of this pay-per-view, I think that would be great.
Absolutely. Bring Jay out more. Let him smoke a cigarette on TV at this point, because like the guy's a legend. Also, shout out to the classy tribute that they paid to the homie Ted Turner this week on TV. I thought that was very classy. Having Tony Schiavone there up so many moments, like it just showed the importance. Tony Schiavone was there. Having him kind of pay tribute was a great moment. And Sting, like anytime we get Sting and he comes out and gives it up, I mean, I always say at the forefront of every time they bring up WCW, what that was, Monday Night Wars, Ted Turner calling Vince and all this, on their side was Sting. Like there was The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and all that stuff. On the other side was Sting. Like that he was the face of their company. He was the guy. He was the one that they were like, we're gonna go into the future with this guy. So if anybody would know, if anybody could talk about Ted Turner, they had the perfect guy.
Yeah, countless stories about Ted Turner came out this week, along with like some of the tributes and obituaries that have come out. What an interesting guy! What a life that guy lived.
Wow.
Yeah, rest in peace to Ted Turner. Like you said, a very classy tribute. I think it should be highlighted how much Ted Turner was instrumental to wrestling at one point, but also instrumental to wrestling on television that wasn't WWE, and a big part of like what helped to create alternatives like WCW and AEW. But also like wrestling was just like a small part of his life and his career, and a lot of these things he did. Like, I mean, what he did for cable television and like a lot of like the stuff you hear about him that is just outlandish. I mean,
the Cartoon Network, dog. Like this show and people that watch this show, like our lives are built around this. A lot of networks this guy created.
Yeah, just the Braves and baseball and like he's like
CNN.
I mean, the fact that he was a wealthy white man in Atlanta that made Atlanta his hub at a time when a lot of wealthy white people were leaving Atlanta, that were they were heading out of the South and going in other places, and he made Atlanta his hub. Like, just different, man. At a time where eccentric billionaires were mostly harmless and not like megalomaniacal weirdos that were trying to ruin the world like we're currently dealing with. But yeah, take me back. If we just had Ted just like trying to, book some graps and get wrestling on TV and do other things like meeting the creator of Ed, and Eddie, and then introducing him to like celebrities that happened to be in a room with him at the time. Like some of these stories, I if you guys have not ventured out and read a lot about Ted Turner this week, some of these stories about him have been wild. One of the obituaries that started, I think Bomani talked about on his podcast, where he's talked about like how he used to keep his father's gun in his desk, and when negotiations were going wrong, he'd pull it out and like spin the chamber around and go, "Yep, I don't like how this is going," and then the negotiation would start going in his way. You cannot do that.
You can't do that.
You cannot get away with that. anymore.
Yeah,
But,
no, shout out
different
to
times.
Ted Turner. Different, exactly what Phil's saying. His hub was in Atlanta, and that meant a lot of people were employed under Ted Turner. A lot of black people were employed under Ted Turner. So shout out to him for doing that. I love the stories they told this week about the thing with Vince and like shutting down Ted Turner was like he built his life on shutting down Ted Turner. He's talking about Ted Turner all the time. There was billionaire Ted on WWF. And Ted Turner, he did not care. Bro was like,
No.
I'm just trying to watch some wrestling on my channels. I have 5 million things going on. A feud with Vince McMahon does not exist in my world.
Yeah, I love also like from what you hear that a lot of people felt like Vince targeted Ted, and the billionaire Ted stuff became a thing because it felt like punching down at Eric Bischoff. Like, no, Ted was the guy with all the money. He was the guy that felt like a big deal, and so of course he became like the target of his ire. But that in itself just tells you how fascinating Ted was as a person. Glizzy guys put it perfect. Like that's why I'm like, wrestling was such a small part of what he's done. Like Ted had created modern cable, 24-hour news, Captain Planet, Montana Steakhouse, the Nuclear Threat Initiative managed, Braves for a game. Bro, he made himself manager of the Braves. It's like, what a life, man.
All that would be in a 24-hour span. He would do all those things. And it's like, what is this guy? What, dog?
Yeah, I mean,
wrestling.
Just that chat itself and like all of those things, like most people, if they did one of those things with their life, they would be seen as amazing. And this guy is a big part of all of those things. Like I said, cable television as it was a big part of like because of Ted Turner and like the 24-hour news cycle, the coverage of the Gulf War and all of these other things. Like, I mean, we'd be here all day. You have to do it a completely separate podcast to get into the impact that Ted Turner has had on the world.
Absolutely. I mean, as someone who loves spot foo and you're talking about alternative wrestling, he helped platform a lot of the reasons that I love professional wrestling today. So, I mean, without him, when they say there wouldn't be AEW, there would not be AEW on TV. Like this guy created a station and a lane for alternatives of WWE for people to even look their way. And it's like, we have to give it up for that. You know, like luchadors on WCW changed my life, and they were on WCW on his network.
Yeah, absolutely. The story that Sting tells on Dynamite about how the executives, did not understand wrestling, and they're just like, "What are we doing? Like, get this wrestling stuff out of here." And Ted's like, "No, I'm gonna continue to spend money to make sure that wrestling is on TV. You guys just do your thing." And from all accounts, that seems like that's a very real thing. Bischoff has talked about that in the past, so very much seems like he was very much dedicated to making sure wrestling stayed on Turner.
Yeah, a lot of those docs we see on the Monday Night Wars, they're like, even when we were up on WCW, all the executives were like, shut this wrestling down. Like, why are you doing this, Ted? What is this? Why are you wasting money on this? Like, around every corner, they were like, get rid of this. And he just kept being like, no, I like wrestling, you guys. Like, we're going to have it on my network and it's going to continue to thrive. But around every corner, they were like, this is a bad idea. Don't do this. Before he bought it, while he bought it, afterwards, they were just like, do not do this. And he continued to help, and he continued to inspire a big feud that helped a lot of people become wrestling fans. So great for AEW to do that, knowing that he helped them get there. People bringing up that stupid ass Tony Khan tweet, which does not diss Ted Turner. I'm like, do you guys know what a diss is? Like, I don't really understand. How could he disrespect Ted Turner then do this on the show? I'm like, we got to shut this down, I think, Phil.
And it's just not important right now.
Right.
Ted's no longer with us. Like, let's make this about sending our condolences to his family and friends and, creating tributes to him instead of trying to get a gotcha off. Like, it's just not important.
Shout out to being rich. I know people hate billionaires, but who wouldn't want to have
Shout
that
out to being
money?
rich is funny.
Man, niggas are broke around. And let me get a little piece of that Ted Turner money. Jesus criminy. It's crazy outside.
But yeah, again, rest in peace to Ted Turner. Just so many things that we think of as just like a regular part of our lives now, like the news cycle. Cable TV is absolutely not what it was, but I mean, when you think about so many things, like pulling up like A Christmas Story every year and seeing it on 24 hours, and like the amount of like movie marathons and stuff through Turner broadcast or Turner network or Turner Classic Films, like yeah, it's such a big part of so many people's regular lives. A lot of things that he helped to introduce.
I mean,
Just
basketball
cannot
was
overstate that.
on, knowing
Yeah.
like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, like the NBA back then, like knowing you could watch Nitro, Thunder in Paradise immediately afterwards, and then basketball the next day. It's like, what network is this? And I'm gonna continue watching. And then TBS had all the funny shows. Like, bro was putting out he was helping put out some quality stuff. A lot of stuff that shaped me as a child, honestly.
Yeah. Send us in your super chats. That is the best way to get your chats read on the stream. You can also send us a humper chat at humperchats.com/Fightful.
But yeah, after all that Ted Turner stuff, eat the rich, fuck billionaires. Like, we don't get down with nobody around here after that. Like, we did a lot of Ted Turner glazing, but like rich guys, billionaires, get them the fuck out of here.
I don't know about you. I wasn't trying to glaze the guy. I was just trying to say he had an insane life, and he had a huge impact on a lot of things. He's no longer with us.
Listen, eat the rich, all that good stuff. You know how we get down over here. Yeah, we read that Mikey V one. Appreciate y'all with the super chats. The homie Meet Norma says, as a Wizards fan, the draft lotto is my playoffs. Let's crank. Third best chance for number 1 means we get number 5. Wadate, my damies, Wimby forever. Yeah, you just gotta continue being who you are, Meet Norma, and supporting your team. You've been through this rigmarole a couple of times, and number 1 picks and where they land and all this stuff. So you understand, but it's got to get pretty frustrating, I'd assume.
Might not be that bad for the Wizards next year. I don't know what a team with Trae Young and Anthony Davis is going to look like next year, but might not be that bad. Might be able to get a decent draft pick. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't want to say it's looking up for you, but
you just saying that out loud, Trae Young and Anthony Davis, I was like, that sounds crazy. Like, what happened?
Yeah, Jordan Poole as well. Well, no, I'm sorry, Jordan Poole's not there no more. Sorry.
But like this, these guys could put it together potentially. Like, I'm hearing what Phil says. Like, if everything is good, they're all healthy, they could be something, Yeah,
they might be all right.
Not a championship team, but like they could be somewhere. Cool Fools 1980 says, are you bros watching Chimay versus Strickland? Got a prediction. I haven't watched a UFC fight in like 500 years, and every time I'm like, Phil, I'm gonna go back and watch. I probably don't even say the guy's name right. Every time I go back and like, I'm gonna watch this UFC show, I turn it on and Trump's there, and I turned it immediately off. So I don't know. It just does not work for me.
Yeah, I'm not very interested.
And that Strickland guy is fucking awful. Every time I see a clip of him, every time I hear him talk, I fucking hate him. Why would I want to watch this guy?
It's a lot of awful people on our screen, too, unfortunately.
Van Twinblade, shout out to the homie Van Twinblade, says, Late City, we're here. To holy shit. The Fiuk. This is some words. Can't even say all this. The Fiuk Lariat Kevin Knight pulled off Wednesday was insane. Number 3, Backlash. More was like lash, sleepy lash. That was a lot of words in there, Van Twinblade. You had me doing some yuck and goofy talking over there. Very difficult. But Backlash, it's coming up. It's an early show. I'm not mad at. See, this one thing I want to say about today and about WWE and tribalism and all that. Saturday shows are a draw, and I really wish AEW would adopt that because Sunday shows just
They were doing Saturday shows at one point, and they're back to Sundays.
Please convert back, please, hurry, please. Cool Fool also says, do y'all think the Cavs still give James Harden a 2-year, $60 to $7 million contract if they're on drugs?
Very curious to see what the Cavs look like next year. I think there's a very good chance that we could get a video package and a Return of the King to the land
again.
Third time's a charm.
Wouldn't even be mad at it. Him and Bronny go play in Cleveland.
Yeah, man. He wants to finish his career in Cleveland. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
With James, or James is gone?
Got somebody to trade. Got to cut some fat somewhere.
James Harden has been a part of a lot of fat cutting. He'd understand. He'd get it.
Yeah, man. They're gonna do the same thing for Melo. They're gonna do the "I'm coming home, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home."
I don't think they could use that song. I think it's a little iffy on the artist there.
Is it?
I was at that WrestleMania where that guy came out and did that, and I haven't ran out of my seat faster for a moment. Oh my God. Like, I'm like, do you guys know your audience? They don't want this.
It's for somebody.
It's for somebody. The homie Bianca Leia says, good Graps Saturday. Did you see Mystico coming out in BTS gear last night in CMLL with BTS in the front row and Lucha Mask? Damn, a lot was going on. Army is everywhere. New album is heat.
I did not see that, but that's dope.
Me neither. Listen, they keep saying that wrestling is down. People, WWE fans are like, wrestling sucks. Hey, nothing's going on. Mexican wrestling is hot right now, brother. Everybody's trying to get out to see some fucking CMLL, some AAA, all kind of stuff. Mexican wrestling is on fire.
Very. I said when I reviewed the New Japan stuff on Monday, bro, Andrade is by far wrestler of the year in my opinion. He's been killing it. That match with Tsuji from Wrestling Dantaku Night 1. Incredible, man.
Out of here. I don't know what he did, but he is. There's not a more confident wrestler in the world right now than Andrade. Bro is on 10,000 right now.
How you know?
Mr. Best in the World says gingerbread man stuff on SmackDown sucks. This product feels like it isn't for me anymore. I woke up today, Philip Lindsay, opened my phone into the group chat of a couple of friends, and they're talking about this gingerbread man stuff. I was like, I have to, what do you mean? Let me see. So I clicked it, and I wanted to go back to bed, is all I want to say. I wanted to go back to bed. The rise up of the gingerbread man is the greatest thing of all time, Phil. And I was like, I think... am I too old for this? Have I been surpassed? Because I see people being like, no, it's fine. You guys don't like silly stuff. You guys don't like this. I'm like, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't like silly stuff.
I like silly stuff. I laugh at silly stuff all the time. I laugh at silly indie stuff all the time. I like BTE. I like it. This was not funny. I didn't think any of this was funny. I didn't think it was good. And I had been saying that last week. The segment last week, which was the main event segment of SmackDown, by the way, on a go home show for Backlash. Trick and Sammy are not on this show tonight, and that was the main event segment for SmackDown.
What is going on, you guys?
You went from Trick coming out with all this aura, doing like the great entrance, coming out with Yachty, doing all this cool stuff, to now for 3 weeks in a row doing this gingerbread thing. He's been doing this gingerbread thing since WrestleMania. not for it. I don't like it. And then you had like this AI video stuff that they were showing all night, putting the gingerbread man in all of these places and like trying to do this. This is the gingerbread man's life. I'm like, you're giving a lot of TV time to what could have just been a one-off joke and moved on. And yeah, I thought it sucked. And I saw a lot of people saying, well, you want the Attitude Era back, and you guys just don't like fun. Maybe I just didn't like this. It's okay. Why do we have to do this every time somebody's like, I don't like something? It becomes this indictment on your entire personality. And then it turns into, well, you're just wrong. Maybe it ain't that deep. Maybe I just didn't like it. It's okay if you did. You don't have to then spend your day arguing with people that like something or dislike something that you liked.
My least favorite, Phil, is, well, you guys like this thing, and it's not even the same correlation. It's like, what? Well, you guys like this over here, and it's like, that's not even the same. Why are you relating to this? Or I've seen people being like, you guys don't get mad at AEW for using AI in their graphics. I'm like, what? When? What? Can't we just be mad at I'm mad at this right now, this dumb AI video that's playing on my TV show.
Can't I just say this wasn't good and I didn't like it? It's okay. I don't know.
Because it was bad.
It was just too much of it.
Lil Yachty did the Undertaker get up and then pulled the thing off of his head, and I was like, a lot of emotions, Phil, because it's like, okay, there's a rapper here. I love hip hop. The pop was gigantic, Phil. Like, people were going ham, but it was like, damn, people like this. So I don't know how to feel. Like, where do I land?
Yeah, I did not like it. But I saw a lot of people that were on the timeline saying how much they liked it. And hey, if you had fun, that's all that matters. But boy, did I think this sucked. Yeah.
They have to turn Sami Zayn heel because this sucks. They're like, actually, like, this guy, get him out of here. Like, I don't. There's a bright side, I guess, Phil. Main event angle and tricks in it. Sammy, like, Lil Yachty
he's doing stuff with Yachty. But this was my worry when they turned Trick babyface, because they always do this with their heels. They're always cool, and like the second they turn him babyface, then all of a sudden they start doing all of the corny milk toast babyface stuff. It's like, why can't you just be a cool babyface? Like, why are you doing this stuff with him? Why you got to do all this cartoonish stuff as a babyface that you weren't doing as a heel? I don't understand.
I knew as soon as I read that article where Trick was talking about his jacket, where he said he wore the jacket one time and then he went back next week and all the old guys were like, where's your jacket? Where's your jacket? Where's your jacket? I'm like, oh, that's not a good sign. It's like, the issue is those guys up there aren't cool. So like, when you're doing a thing where you're running with your own ideas and you're saying things that you would say, and then it gets up there and then they have to, they're writing stuff for you to say, or they're trying to figure out ideas for you. They're not cool, so they can't come up with the cool ideas. And we see it immediately with how he talks and how he moves, as like, they can't keep him cool because they're now writing for him.
Yeah, I also think when you see how people are like, well, they're off to the races with Roman and the World Heavyweight Championship, and you have such a good feud going into the pay-per-view with Jacob. Why aren't you doing anything in the main event segment with the champion and Gunther? Why are you using the main event segment for this thing that you could have put on at any point in a 3-hour show? Why are you using your main event?
They're not on the show today, like you said.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that they had to change plans because Cody had the injury. He just got cleared to wrestle again. But still, like, this is, you're not doing anything in the main event with the WWE Championship. You're not doing anything in the main event with like Rhea Ripley. Like, what? What are we doing?
They built the whole show around this gingerbread man's funeral, Phil. Like, the whole thing was like, tune in for that funeral, and it's like, wait, what's happening?
On the go home episode before Backlash. Backlash is the next day. The entire build to this night of wrestling, 3 hours of wrestling, getting us to this gingerbread thing. And that's the thing. That's the thing that
See,
makes
look,
it
we
so
are
crazy.
laughing. We do like bits, you guys. That was a bit.
And that's the thing that makes this kind of funny as well. If it was just like a throwaway segment this week, sure. But there's been 2 or 3 weeks of this. They spent the whole
Yeah.
show and they spent like a whole week building towards this. It was the main event segment. It was made out to be like the most important thing on the show almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. I did think it was very funny. They did this. Did you see the Danhausen clip that they put up afterwards?
Mm-mm.
Trick and Yachty are walking up the hallway and they're talking about it like we fooled him, we got him, and they throw the gingerbread stuff costume in the garbage, and they walk away, and then Danhausen comes in and takes it out the garbage. He's like, "Wow!" and he picks it up and like walks away with it.
See, that sounds funny. That's a good bit.
That's why I'm like, if you just did small things here and there, fine, but like this was. I don't know why this was stretched across 3 weeks. It was just too much for me. It was overload for me.
So is Trick supposed to be a pimp? That's the thing. Like, cause he says like he kind of moves like Mike Epps and How High sometimes. So it's like, is that supposed to be
He
the
kind of
thing?
does. He does. Yeah, he has a lemon pepper steppers. He's got fur jacket. He's got like. He kind of is, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
And look, if you were entertained by this, I'm not judging you at all. It wasn't for me. Because I think that happens a lot too. People will be like, "Oh, this sucks," and anybody that likes it is stupid. Which I have no interest in doing that.
They're doing my least favorite thing with the AI video of like, you better I saw somebody be like, WWE has to appeal to the younger generation, so they have to do this, and I'm like, I don't. Is this what the younger generation wants? AI slop? Because most of the AI slop I see is from niggas older than me, and the older generation are using the AI slop. The kids ain't using it, but I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, he's got Trick currently has a lot of similarities to Booker as well. It's kind of like updated version of Booker in some way.
True. I mean, you can see that in NXT they were kind of leaning towards that, so it makes sense.
Yeah, Joseph, great reference.
Joseph Molina says, "Baby powder, you changing diapers?" Yeah, I'm saying. Listen, like if they let him hold the reins, if they let Trick just go for it, it'd be a lot better. But I know somebody's up there like, you should say this, and it's like, don't,
buddy. If they come in next week and he's standing there and Trick just says, "Come on with it," and Yachty puts some baby powder in his hand and he slaps Sammy, bro.
I'm saying that's a good bit.
Could be the funniest thing ever.
They could do it right, but will they? Time will tell.
Yeah.
Meet Norma says, LaFlop James don't get calls? ? Fuck out of here. Yeah, it's don't go out like this, man. This is the tail end of your career. Like, go out with some shit.
Going out sad, buddy. Good. A lot of people are going out real sad. I see some people in media trying to do it too, and I was like, please don't do this to yourself. You look crazy.
Media is nasty. Ben Sipner says you might have to join Club WWE to stream for free. Now, Phil, could you explain to me what the hell Club WWE is?
I don't know what it is.
What is that?
They keep promoting it, but I don't know exactly what it is yet. I don't think that. Apparently there's going to be some big announcement tonight that people think is going to be Club WWE related.
They're saying that's what the John Cena surprise or whatever supposed to be, rumor and innuendo, is some Club WWE announcement.
Tout is back.
And it's John Cena retired. This is going to be his bits now, just coming out to announce stupid ass subscription models. Like, is this what we want out of this?
He's going to be the waving guy now.
This is what we want out of this? I don't know if this what we want out of this, though. He's fucking waving guy. He's announcing numbers and new subscription models. Like, this is John Cena, but I guess, man, if you got him, you got him.
Yeah. Glizzy God is saying in our chat, apparently you pay a subscription, get like discounts and bonus content, early access to tickets, and exclusive merch. That's what it sounds like. The Club WWE thing is.
So they did the
So buy some
streamer
stuff.
thing. They did the streamer things where they said stop. They're starting to submit copyright strikes right before they're going to drop this. What they want all those people to subscribe to.
Yeah, I don't know that the two is related, but it seems like more of buy some stuff.
Why would you piss off the people that are going to buy this? Is what I'm saying. But what again? What do I know?
People still buy.
Crazy. People are definitely, all those same people are definitely going to be subscribed to Club WWE. They just got to make it sound good, and they're going to make it sound good. Van Twinblade says, only way to save Stadium Stampede, if you have Speedball added to Jericho's team, make MVP say, thank you, Speedball.
Yeah. Tony Khan was on MVP's podcast recently. He brought up the whole Speedball rumor, and they both talked about how stupid it was. That's very interesting to see in real time.
I'm like, we just talking about it all at this point. Look, you're talking about it with Tony Khan. Like, you talked about it at a bunch of different outlets at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to MVP. Grapple Geekery says Jericho segments are a waste of time for everyone involved and could be better. It could better be used for the women's division and other storylines. Where have we seen that before? Every Jericho run since IC versus Pinnacle, Inner Circle versus Pinnacle.
Yeah. Inner Circle. Inner Circle.
I just thought there was a potential for this to be different, Phil, and I'm saying that it's not going to be.
There's more Jericho stuff, and again, I don't dislike a lot of what Jericho has done since he came back. I don't think that there was enough there to keep this Ricochet feud going. I wasn't interested enough to see a second match. And as the premise for the Stadium Stampede, I'm not really that interested either. But we'll see who else he adds to a team. It certainly seems like it's going to be Jericho and a Hurt Syndicate, maybe one more person. We never got an answer to who is going to be the newest member of Hurt Syndicate. So maybe this is leading to that. I don't know.
I was waiting, continuously waiting for this guy to come, but then they started messing with Jericho, and I'm like, I guess they're holding off on it.
Yeah, the other thing that I think is kind of funny as well, we talked about how interesting the Mox and Death Rider stuff was, and you've got like a conflicted Will Ospreay hanging out with the Death Riders, and he's now saying, "Look, I'm not a Death Rider," because Callum Newman over the weekend was like, "Hey, Death Rider," and he got mad at that. Yeah, it would seem like they would be one of the teams in the Stadium Stampede, right? Because you've got like the build here, and then you've got the Ops as well setting up their side. It should have seemingly have been Ops versus Death Riders, but instead we're doing Jericho versus Ricochet for some reason. I don't understand.
Yeah, when they started talking about it in the promo with Ricochet and Jericho, I was like, oh, they're doing the Stadium Stampede. Like it wasn't like, oh, they're doing the Stadium Stampede. It was like, oh no, I wasn't set up for this. It didn't feel like that was with all the buildup that they've been doing with this match and what they were gonna do, it didn't feel like they were trying to get to Stadium Stampede. And I'm a bit confused about it, but the way that they sold it is it's Jericho's idea and he blah blah blah. And I'm sure it'll be fine. And like maybe this is the best way to get a Jericho match, Phil. But I just thought like you, like Death Riders, Ops, Don Callis family. There's all these other people that you would seem to think
all
would
these
be
other
a part
big
of the
factions. You would think. Nope.
They got to put factions together to make the teams over here, even though we got giant factions already.
Yeah, and I get the bit here is that Ricochet is saying, I'm just going to beat you at your own game. Like, this is your match. I'm going to beat you at your own match at the pay-per-view. But
okay,
it's just not that interesting to me, but I guess.
Sure. Shane Monster says, ROH is so off right now. Bandy holding a world title for pay-per-views, but is on AEW. Athena barely on the weekly and doesn't feel like the main ROH talent now. I like bunch of your guys' thoughts on Ring of Honor. Might have to do a separate Ring of Honor podcast at this point because they have the pieces. They got the puzzle. Let's say the puzzle's here. They got all the pieces, but they keep like putting the piece that's supposed to be you over here, and like they're not really honing it in. It's just like I feel like every time they ask Tony about Ring of Honor, he's like, we got a bunch of subscription. I'm making good money off of it. So like people want it and I'm going to continue giving it to them. But there's no, God damn it. This is going to be crazy to say. There's no soul in Ring of Honor. This show is soulless, Phil. They're about to get me the fuck out of here. People want to believe in this show. I talk to people about Ring of Honor all the time, and I try to sell them on this show, and they're like, I want to watch this show, but every time I watch this show, there's nothing to it. And it's like they have the matches, they have the people, they have the stuff, but they don't give anybody a real reason to watch. Bandito's over on AEW TV all the time, which rightfully he should be, but give the Ring of Honor title to someone else then and let them cook and let them build something. Athena isn't on any of the shows. They're still trying to tell the story of her being the greatest Ring of Honor world champion of all time, which she is, but we don't really see it in before our eyes. They're telling this different story. They moved over to the studio and it's great, but there's a few things that could be added to even their studio setting that would change the whole thing. Anytime somebody's super excited about Ring of Honor or something they know in the Ring of Honor of the past, they share videos of a very certain aesthetic of Ring of Honor. It's the black mat, it's dark, it's the red lettering. It feels like Ring of Honor. The shows today, if you pull up a Ring of Honor show on Honor Club, it feels like an AEW show. It feels like AEW Light. And if that's your draw, say that out loud so people can move forward how they want with it. If you're like, this is just the AEW Ring of Honor, say that's what this is, and people are going to continue to move forward. But it doesn't have to be. Put a fucking black mat down, turn the lights down, and put some red lettering on, make this shit feel like Ring of Honor, and add a couple of little bitty storylines to expand this, and people will watch your show. They want to watch your show. You just have to give them a reason to.
Yeah. This is, they've got what they've been wanting for Ring of Honor since the acquisition of it. And Bandito, a very over champion that people would tune in to Ring of Honor to watch, but you're not putting him on Ring of Honor to give people a reason to watch. You're still putting him on AEW. And I think if you had him on Ring of Honor regularly and people knew, oh, that's where Bandito is, that's where I can watch him, more people would watch it. But you've also created this perception that Ring of Honor is a step down for people. And so it's like the second you put Bandito over there as champion, people are like, oh, well, why is he on Ring of Honor instead of on Dynamite? Why are you sending him over there? He's too big for Ring of Honor. And I don't know how they fix that because this perception it's a big part of fandom right now. Like every time I see somebody go over there, they're like, oh, they're on Ring of Honor. Oh, well, they're doomed now. And it's like, I don't know how you get away from that mindset.
There's a way to do it, but it's going to take some dedication because it's another people. The one thing that I see fans continuously complain about AEW products is they feel like it's just matches. And even AEW fans will say that, like, sometimes it feels like just matches. And that's what Ring of Honor feels like right now. And it could change with a couple of different little steps. They got, again, all the pieces. They got Ring of Honor people that know Ring of Honor like the back of their hand working there. Chris Hero's there. Brian Daniels is there. Nigel McGuinness there. Like, they could make this happen. It just needs to happen. Did you see that thing this week, Phil, about NWA? And apparently NWA, they're now on all these different platforms, and they did a really good rating. And like the rating was like better than like the Impact rating or something. And that just shows me like people want to watch wrestling and they want these alternatives. And even if you don't like JCW Juggalo Championship Wrestling is doing hot, it's like all these alternatives are cooking for a reason. And if you give people a reason, they will show up. And that's exactly what it is in Ring of Honor. You got all the pieces. Just put a couple of those pieces together, and this could be another viable show for people to hang on to.
Yeah. I don't know.
I haven't seen an NWA show in like 5 years, but I'm glad people are watching it.
Yeah, I mean, studio wrestling is cool. I think you can do a lot of interesting things with studio wrestling, and NWA has an audience, like whether people think so or not. Like they have an established audience, and they of course have the history behind them. That's interesting that they did a big rating. I did know that they had that Comet deal, and they're like on new platforms now. They're not just on YouTube, because of course there's no fight anymore. So
right. And people like syndicated wrestling, dude. If I could be browsing my TV at 4 p.m. on a Saturday and wrestling's randomly on, I'm gonna fucking watch it, dude. Like, and that's the kind of show, that's the kind of time slots that that NWA has right now, and that's what's going on. I just think it's super cool that there's so many alternatives to wrestling. Like every time I turn on Tubi and they're trying to get me to watch Evolve so bad, I'm like, leave me alone. But I'm happy that you can open this up and somebody could watch it. Shout out to my homeboy Starboy Charlie.
Nah, man. When you open Tubi, you're trying to watch all of your terrible B movies. You don't want to watch.
Yeah, dog. I'm trying to watch something bad. I'm not trying to watch a wrestling show.
I'm not trying to watch wrestling. Like, bro, what do you mean? Nah, man. When that screen turns yellow and Tubi, you're not trying to get no wrestling. Like, you're not thinking Graps when that sound come up. Like,
my favorite was yesterday. I was watching a Tubi movie, a B movie, and I fell asleep. My favorite thing is you fall asleep on a Tubi movie and you wake up to a D-list movie, and you're like, dog, I didn't sign. How are you showing me a D-list movie, dog? I was trying to watch a B-list one. It's the greatest platform. But yeah, shout out to my homeboy Starboy Charlie. Shout out to a bunch of people on that show. Not for me though. Not for me.
I'm trying to get Rosenberg's commentary over the next up and coming guys and gals heading to NXT.
Nope. Shout out to Petey though. Meet Norma says the Baltimore Orioles had a Tupac bobblehead giveaway last night. Huh? I remember the Popeye chicken sandwich rollout. I'm gonna get mine on eBay. What is the correlation to Pac in Baltimore? Does he have?
I don't know. Bro, they really were selling those chicken sandwiches on eBay, by the way, which is what a crazy time.
I was just talking to somebody yesterday about because people keep being like, when did it all go to hell? When I remember sitting in my place alone and people were beating each other up over Popeye's chicken sandwiches. I think Quavo or somebody was selling them out the back of his trunk. And I was like, okay, we've crossed into a bad place. I don't like what's going on here. And after that, everything's been to hell. And I think those Popeye's chicken sandwiches did it.
Oh, that's right. Pac briefly lived in Baltimore. I forgot that.
Oh, okay. I like that connection. Shout out to the Orioles. Yeah. But then I had the Popeye's chicken sandwich and I was like, people shouldn't have been dying over these. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, that was a very strange time.
Just a chicken sandwich, you guys. The Buzz, our homie Aaron Busby says, Yachty didn't give that segment swag either. The fact folks like this crap is mind blowing to me. If Vince booked this, they would call for his head.
I see what you did there. the Kendrick line, Yachty can't get you swag either.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Busby, you're good.
I think Yachty has played his role well. I just didn't think that the gingerbread stuff was that funny that it needed to continue for 3 whole weeks. But Yachty for the most part has been pretty inoffensive to me. I think that pairing him with Trick has worked out for the most part for Trick. I just don't know why we needed to do this gingerbread costume thing for so long.
Yeah, no, my favorite part of this whole thing is is Yachty being there because he's excited about it. He's not just like a BS celebrity here for whatever. Like he's trying to be in bits. He's having fun, but like he's coming out of a gingerbread man costume. So,
yeah. But yeah, Yachty's reactions when he took the mask off and he's hitting him with that giant candy cane or whatever. No, I think Yachty has been fine. I don't mind him.
Classic wrestling. I love it. Anwar Starwin says, much love to all of the Grapsody fam. Reg and Phil don't get tricked into 3 hours this week. The Caleb Newman is bad camp in hell right now.
Yeah, bro. Callum's been fantastic. I think he's got his next opponent set for Dominion. I believe it's going to be young Yota Tsuji
Mm.
after Tsuji won the tag match after Wrestling Dontaku. Very curious to see if he wins this rematch or if Callum is still our champion. Kind of feels like Tsuji could end up winning the belt back though.
Yeah, shout out to Callum really taking this time and this opportunity to shine. He's getting better with every opportunity. That's still one of my favorite moments of the year of him winning the championship. So him being involved in this has been great. The downfall of Tsuji back to the uprising of Tsuji is also a really awesome story and took a couple turns that I didn't expect, Phil, really quickly. I'm like, damn, he was on top to start the year and it feels like everything he has now is gone, but feels like he's going to get some of that stuff back.
I mean, he still had the best match of the weekend with Andrade.
Yeah.
Shingo versus Callum it was good, but I thought by far Tsuji versus Andrade was the best match of that weekend. And then he had a really good match with Callum Newman at the pay-per-view before that. Tsuji's been on fire this year. I just think taking this quick side quest with Callum has worked out for good. I think for Callum, for United Empire, for Will Ospreay, everybody involved, really.
Yeah, shout out to taking the chances. Nobody ever tries anything. People are trying things this year.
Yeah, it's nice to see. I think that is our last super chat for now.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's get into some of these humper chats. From Tony P. He says, this week was a blur since I've been busy, so I will be light. Some notable things did happen though. Breakfast Club proved again they can be good interviewers when they want to be to certain people. They had Dana White saying, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what now?" Okay, sorry, I had to read the entire. He said they had Dana White saying niggers in his head. I was about to say, whoa, what?
I was like, he said, I'm about to say, I didn't see that clip.
In his head. I get what you mean now, Tony, because I was about to say, what? I missed this clip. Yeah, I didn't see this interview, but I'm not that interested in Dana White, so I'm good.
Yeah, they were asking about. There's a part where Charlemagne asked Dana White essentially why he's friends with Trump and what Trump did to all these people. How could he dare stand next to him? But I'm like, wasn't Charlemagne twerking for the homie a little bit on some of his shows too? I'm like, I don't even know if this hits that hard.
He's been jumping back and forth. He hasn't been twerking for Trump necessarily, but he has been, criticizing the Democrats harder than he criticizes the Republicans and doing other things that, look kind of funny in the light. The Jill Stein stuff and but yeah, you probably shouldn't get your political opinion from Charlemagne or Joe Rogan or some of these people.
I wouldn't.
No. Tony P also says Dre became the latest example of even though you can be successful in your field, you can still be a loser as a person. The All-Stars and rings made him think he was on Chuck's level and forgetting he is only a role player. Yeah, man, look, I was a Draymond defender for a long time, but he's just so incredibly unlikable, man.
Yes.
He's so unlikable, man. And I think he's a great player. You cannot take away what he gave to that dynasty and Golden State, but I just wish he would shut up sometimes, man. Like
I do hate that argument off the back of it though, of like he does have those 4 rings. I don't care what you could say all the words you want. You can talk however you want. You can do whatever you want. Them 4 rings are his and he fucking earned them. When people are like, if he didn't have blah, 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 if he didn't have Steph and he didn't have Clay and he didn't have well, he did though. He did. So what are we going to say? Rings, so. I hate that argument. If Michael Jordan didn't have Scottie Pippen and Rodman, he did. And he still got those rings. So why are we saying this? If Steph wasn't the greatest shooter of all time, but he is, and that's why. So why are we having this conversation?
Yeah, I just think he talks sometimes in a way where it's like, well, wait a minute, you got championships. We acknowledge you as like a legitimate member of like one of the greatest basketball teams of this era, but you can't be talking like you're on Chuck's level. You're not, no.
No.
And don't try to talk down to Chuck like Chuck wasn't that dude at one point either. Like, come on now.
One of the most feared guys in NBA history was this guy. Like he was fighting Shaq. He don't care about nothing. Like he's crazy. It's also of like there's like levels, and Draymond thought he was a little more in with that crew. That crew could say like Kenny and Shaq could say that to Chuck, but he can't. You know what I mean? There's levels to this.
I think that's a big part of it is like when somebody that is not a part of your friend group gets too comfortable and they try to tell a joke and it's like, well, wait a minute, you ain't really like that over here. Like, don't pump your brakes a little bit, bro. Like,
hold on a minute, you overstepping your bounds a little bit, dog.
Yeah. That's kind of what it felt like. I thought Bomani gave a great explanation of like how awkward it was. It was like, yeah, that's his friend group. They didn't think it was funny because it's kind of like, well, hold on. And then it just kind of seemed mean. It was like, well, wait a minute. I don't think that Chuck was trying to be mean to you by saying like, you know, at some point everybody's time ends. Like everybody gets old. Time is undefeated. And you trying to come back and basically being mean to him. And it's like, well, wait a minute. Like, I don't think he was trying to be like, y'all time is up or dunking on the Warriors just for the sake of doing it. I think he's saying like, why are we spending all this time talking about a team that is on its last legs? Like, why do we have to devote so much time talking about the Warriors and the Lakers when these guys are old? It's time to move on and talk about other teams.
The funniest thing is I think that what Draymond didn't get and what he was trying to do, Chuck was just trying to relate. He was like, if anybody has been there, it's been me. Like I would know. I've been on teams. I've been past my prime. I've been this. And Draymond was like, yeah, well, you would know because you've been past your prime. And he's like, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Like, bro, like, yeah, listen, you a few years away from sitting over here with us. Like, why are you trying to be like, oh, but you in Houston? Like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. You're listen, man. Y'all did it. Y'all were one of the few dynasties of this era. Everybody's time is up at some point.
Shaq's time is up. Shaq was the man, killing people at all moments. At one point,
Kenny, all of them have gone through it. All of them have gone through it. When your time is up, your time's up, man. Like, I don't think people trying to make it seem like he was disrespecting them. I don't think he was disrespecting them. I think he was just saying like, no, this is not a young man's game, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry, this is not an old man's game. This is a young man's game. Like this, you can't. No, you can't.
And Draymond knows, dog. He's living it right now. Yeah. It's not like he's coming out like Charles is just shooting for nothing. Like he's talking about a player that should really be thinking about this. We've, as Warrior fans, been talking about this for 2 to 3 years at this point. Like, dog, we're winding down here, man. We're changing. It's going to start to be something else. They're saying Steve Kerr's out of here. Like this team's going to be completely different. And that's exactly what Charles was saying.
Yeah, that's it. I think people were trying to make it into disrespect and it wasn't.
How dare he?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the way he was talking about Austin Rivers as well, saying like he was like, he got the biggest bailout in sports. And, listen, if my dad was a coach on a team and I was a highly regarded prospect at some point, yeah, my dad getting me on a team, he's doing what he should do. Isn't that what y'all just sat here a few years ago and told us what's wrong with LeBron getting his son on a team? Like that's what he should do. And Doc Rivers getting his son on a team where he actually played well. Let's not erase that part because Austin Rivers did go to the Clippers and play well. Austin Rivers getting on that team, playing well and making good money. Like, no, I don't think that's the jab against Austin you think it is. And I'm not like the biggest Austin Rivers fan, but let's not lie on Austin Rivers' output in the playoffs that year. Let's not lie on what Austin Rivers did coming into the league and why he was a lottery pick.
Yeah, when he started going over his numbers and he's like, y'all got me kind of fucked up. It's like, yeah, y'all do got him kind of fucked up, I think.
this was a long time ago. Some people might not have seen it, but no, Austin Rivers in high school was a dog. Like, no, and there's like Kevin Garnett, a bunch of people that saw it will tell you Austin Rivers was a dog in high school, man.
Absolutely. Yeah. They got him fucked up. They become the podcast guys and they're just like, you're washed. And it's like, no, these podcast guys were legitimate killers. Some of them, you know what I mean?
Some of these guys, like coming to a league, is a lot of things that comes with like playing at that level, and like there's politics and other things involved that sometimes don't have nothing to do with whether somebody is good enough or, there's a lot of things that comes with being a pro basketball player, and some of these guys that people be just talking reckless about, like, nah, nah. More from Tony P. He says, the good AEW is good, not great. Love the women's tag. Can't wait for Sheeta, Chris feud. Jamie, Sky went hard. Darby, Kevin went harder. Collision being solid. Jacob versus his family being the only good thing for WWE. Andrade, Tsuji cooked.
Yeah, I also watched after to cleanse my palate of that damn gingerbread thing. The backstage segments and the backstage segments that they've had with the homie Jacob and my big homie Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobbs, like that feels so authentic. It's so funny because reading the comments, people are like, I can't believe they're forcing these guys to do this. Or I can't believe they're writing this for these. I'm like, this feels like the most authentic thing I've seen on this show because I've seen this conversation in person. Like this is what this is how these people really talk.
Both of those guys talk
behind the scene. Legit. Like I felt like I wasn't watching a TV show and I was backstage listening to these two guys talk to each other.
Right. I've seen some people say, why are they forcing them to talk that way? And like, no, that's how both of those guys talk. I don't know.
Legit.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I was like, I have to listen to what they're saying because I had seen so much of that of being like, I can't believe they're doing this. Or somebody was like, oh, it's the same thing as Yeet or I saw some wild ass team. I was like, no, you guys, this is why that shit doesn't work, because when it is authentic, people are like, well, they're just copying the inauthentic thing, and it just makes me so mad.
Tony P continues. He says the bad WWE booking Raw just seems like a rematch and disqualifications. SmackDown was as a whole about the gingerbread man suit that ended up being moot. Then showed online clips with Danhausen taking the suit, pointless time wasting, plus Sammy being made a geek for being right again. Yeah, that was the other funny thing about it, that Sammy's saying all these things and people are like, ha ha ha, look, this gingerbread stuff is funny, Trick is cool. And Sammy's like, no, this stuff is supposed to mean something. You're a champion. This is supposed to mean something. This is the main event segment. Like, this is TV time. TV time isn't just giving out. We're giving TV time out to all these things. And I'm like, yeah, Sammy's right. What?
Yeah, when Sammy's like, I'm real about this. I'm serious. I really need this championship. This isn't a fucking joke for me. I'm like, yes, exactly.
Yeah. Tony also says some people were upset with the Mina/Harley segment, saying it was a Divas era and sexist without thinking maybe it was their idea. Then Harley had to go out and defend her, showing her bra. You can say it was a bad segment, but sexist or diva era, no. It did kind of feel like something from that era, or like Attitude Era, where it's like, oops, somebody's shirt got ripped open, or oops, let's do something like this to set up a bra and panties match. It did seem similar to that, but I guess I didn't see any of those reactions and I didn't see any of the discourse, so I didn't engage in it. I'm glad I didn't now, because I don't know, man. It didn't bother me that much. I think if this was a regular occurrence on AEW, it'd be one thing. AEW has never really done anything like this, so
Harley's done a couple of things that have been on that line. She kind of moves like that, like she would have been thrived in the Divas era. We've talked about it before, Phil. there are some of these women's wrestlers who like that. They like when you're offended by Divas era stuff and like that, some of these women, that's their shit. Like we talk about Kelly all the time, and we talk about Jillian Hall, and we talk about some people like that stuff, and some people are going to want to do it on the wrestling show that you don't think they should do it on. Like, it's hardly to be faulted be upset at because she liked stuff from the Divas era and she wants to implement it into her character on TV. Could you be mad at her for that? I guess you could, but like, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people, not just the wrestlers, a lot of women's wrestling fans like that stuff. They like the camp and stuff from the Divas era. So like I said, it didn't bother me that much. It was kind of one of those things where I had the TV on and I looked and I saw it happen. I was like, oh, okay. And then I moved on. I didn't think it was going to turn into a thing. But of course, that's what social media is now. People just arguing about things. And Harley has vastly improved. I thought she looked great in the match itself. I thought the tag match was really good. Yeah, it's always something. Always something to argue about.
Harley's the case of sometimes you just got to get thrown into the deep end, and I think her being in a tag team with Willow and having to make them defenses and being with just some killers helps you improve. Who would have thought just like getting some reps and being in there against other really great wrestlers will make you get better?
Yeah. Tony also says, now for Petty of the Week, host choice, we should never stand billionaires. Most are out of touch with reality or greedy, malevolent people. How they got their fortune is usually destroying lives. However, some understood they could do positive. Ted was one of them. Teddy of the Week. Petty of the Week.
This is gonna sound crazy because I was gonna.
Ross had a moment.
Yeah, that was gonna be my answer. That was gonna be my answer. Ross taking Drake off the song.
Ross had a moment. Doing the Ashton Martin music song and being like, "Yeah, I'm not playing that Drake verse, but y'all can sing it if y'all want." And then the whole crowd just sang it anyway. It's like, no, you got big hits with Drake, bro. Ain't nobody trying to hit that, man. Just play the song as is, dog. Like, stop doing this goofy stuff. And then you sat and did all this stuff afterwards. Like, there's that clip of him like, man, I just want you to shine. Ain't nobody rooting for you to lose. It's like, all right, then move on. Man. Like, why are we still doing this?
You had a versus this week, and all I heard about was Drake stuff. What are you doing, dog? Like, you have a great catalog of music. I should be talking about Rock.
People are saying he lost that versus too.
They did. Get it together.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but people are saying he lost that verse. Losing that versus to French Montana.
I thought French had like 5 max, and he beat Ross in a versus. I'm like, what songs did Ross play? I might have to watch it to understand what his strategy was, because I was like, this is gonna be a clean sweep for Ross. I thought.
Yeah, it was basketball on that night. I wasn't watching versus, buddy. I had basketball on.
And French Montana's on the other side.
Even in basketball. Don't stop, pop that, don't stop. That's what French played. He got him up out of here with that.
How did he win with that?
French got some records now. I mean, I'm not a big fan of his rapping like that, but he got some records.
Yeah, not really my vibe. I don't be in the club like joint that, with but I get it.
The joint with the Wyclef sample, the fuck with me, get a bag. Hey, that's your heart. I'm not trying. You ain't fucking with that. Nah, you not fucking with fuck with me, get a bag. You not trying to get a bag. Nah, dog. You're not trying to fuck with me and get a bag.
You're not trying to get a bag is hella funny. Maybe I have French fucked up. I'm gonna pull up the French playlist after this.
Listen, man, he got some records. He got some records. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think they're all winners, but he got a few of them, man.
We're on the countdown now to Iceman. Is this make or break for you, like everybody's saying? Everybody's like, if he doesn't do it, this is blah blah blah. I feel like if Drake at this point, if he put out a stinker, I wouldn't even be mad about it. I'd be like, all right. And that, like, I don't think this is like, if he puts out a bad album, this is it, and we have to throw him off of a bridge. I'm just like, after all this, I would understand if shit didn't go his way, you know?
It's gonna be hyped up to the moon. The people that don't like Drake are not gonna like it, regardless of how good it is.
Regardless.
The Drake Glazers and his stands are gonna act like it's the greatest thing he's ever dropped, regardless if it is or not. Like, this is just where we are. I just put out some music. I hope some of it's good. I'm not this big Drake hater, so I'm going to listen to it.
I just don't think his legacy's on the line. I think, you know.
I mean, I think we're already at that point after the battle. I think a lot of people have made up their minds. They've picked their side in this, and they're not going to change their minds.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is. If you're a Drake fan, and if this album comes out and it's not good, you're not going to stop being a Drake fan. If you're a Drake hater, and the album comes out and it's better than his last 3 albums, it's not going to change you into this Drake fan.
No.
Yeah, nobody's mind will be changed by any of this. Like,
yes, yeah, I think that's what I'm landing at. Like, I don't think it's this big make or break thing. Everybody's going to continue to be on whatever side they're on, regardless.
And I don't think it make or break his career either. I think he's done it already. This guy has had like one of the longest runs on top that we've ever seen in the history of hip hop. Regardless if this album is good or not, you're not taking away. And I know people will do the same, argue he don't have no classic albums, blah blah blah. No. This dude was on top for a long time. They're the reason why Who Kid and a lot of these dudes are like, it look different when he's not on top, because we don't even know what it looks like when he's not on top anymore. I don't like that argument, but bro, he was on top for so long that it's like people don't even know how to act when he's not the guy no more.
Yeah, people are out of sorts with him. Even he's been putting out music and people are still like, damn, we miss him, dog. Like, it's so, like, they're so just thrown off about him not dominating every piece of space. But yeah, he's been on a run like we've never seen before. Like, that's why that list coming out this week, the WWE list, I'm like, Cena not being number 1 on every single list makes me feel weird, because not only was he on top, but he was on top for like 15 years straight. Like, Hogan was on top for like 5. But Austin was on top for like 3. The Rock was on top for this many. Stone Cold, John Cena was on top for like 15 straight. Drake was on top for like 15 straight years. Hove was on top for like 4. Nas was on top for like 2. Nelly was on top for 1. Like, all these people, like even the greatest of all time, had a little bit of time. This guy was on top of the game. It ran through him for like 15 straight summers. That's crazy.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops a dud at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it happened, I'd be like, surprised. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Would not be shocked. But, as long as he's got something on there. If when's the last like can't miss Drake hit that he's had? Like, he's had some records that have gotten buzz, like the Nokia record did good.
Mm-hmm.
The some of the stuff off of but see, I was about to say some of the stuff off the album with him and 21 Savage, that was a minute ago.
That was a while ago. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what it was like the last like smash Drake hit.
Smash?
He hasn't had one of those in a while. And I think that's the thing. I'd be surprised if he doesn't have one of those on this album. If he doesn't have one of those, then
Was there a smash on the Him and Future album? Not a smash.
On the Him and Future album? That was a long time ago, though.
I'm thinking of the records that they did. They didn't do a full album together. They did a couple records. What's the one like they're working in the McDonald's or whatever? That like nothing that's like you gotta come outside. They're playing it out of every car. Drake songs.
No, he hasn't had one of those in a while. Yeah, like mute is saying, Kiki, do you love me? Like In My Feelings, that was like 2016.
That was a long time ago, man. That was a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying. He
In My Feelings.
He hasn't had one of those in a long time.
Ooh.
Like, I'm really trying to think what is the last like major Drake hit. It's been a minute. Like think of like the smash that not even like Nice for What and like
what's the flick, like, the flicker, the light flicker one that everybody was going ham off.
Like what Hotline Bling turned on? He hasn't had one of those in a long time, bro.
What's the challenge song that he was in where they were flicking on the light? No, nonstop. Yeah, like nonstop. That shit was crazy. Like everybody was doing that nonstop shit.
Nonstop was fire. Like yeah, he had.
But these are like 8-9 years ago. Like this, it's been some time.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like I said, Nokia did well. Like first person shooter was okay. Like first person shooter like made a splash, but I'm trying to think like Rich Flex? Is Rich Flex the closest?
It wasn't like the other ones though.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it wasn't like the other ones though. Like it went up, but not like when God's Plan came out, like niggas like they were doing world premieres and shit. Like life was different.
Yeah, and like even Rich Flex was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like he ain't had one of them ones in a while.
Does he need to have one of them ones for this? But again, I kind of feel like it's fine because he has so many of those ones. He's like, well, we named like 10 smashes, you know?
He doesn't, but at the same time, like not like us turned into. Like he hasn't had a hit that big.
No.
In a very long time.
It's been a minute.
And I think he needs one of those. I think he needs one of those more than he needs like this like big album because that's been his career. Like his career hasn't been like, you know, this is his classic album or this is his can't miss album. It's been like the big radio song or the big club song that he had, and he ain't had one of those in a long time.
Because that's where I feel like he wins. When people bring up the classic record, classic album thing, I'm always like, who gives a shit? I'm like, the people that you think have classic albums would definitely rather have those gigantic hits that Drake 10, 12, 15 gigantic hits. They'll take that over I have a classic album because the classic album's just for fucking hip hop nerds like us, you know? Them shits don't matter.
Like I was trying to make sure that I was right, but like In My Feelings was 2018. The nonstop that was 2018. All of that stuff off Scorpion, that was 2018.
Before our world went crazy. Like we were in a different planet at that time.
Yeah, dog. He gotta give us one of those. I don't know if he still got one of those.
Does he got one still? Does he got one? I mean, if you're that, I feel like it's riding a bike. Like if you've done it before, you can do it again. There's no way. Like it isn't just over. It can't be. Yeah. Too many resources.
Honestly, never mind. Shane Monster saying was played. It was played. Like the Massive song was played. The Jimmy Cook song off there was played.
But not like those though.
He hasn't had like a passion fruit or like a controller. But that's why I'm like said all of these songs we're saying, this guy has had a run. Like
Controller, fucking One Dance. When One Dance came out, when you start to hate music and hate songs because every other song is that song, that's what we're talking about.
Hated One Dance.
It was horrible.
by then, I hated it. Oh my god, it was played way too much.
Every time I was living in San Jose at the time, and like they loved it. Anytime you'd go somewhere, that song would be playing. I'd be like, "Get this out of here!" But like that, he hasn't had one like that in a while.
Yeah, turn it off.
Turn this off.
Turn it off.
I was trying to eat brunch, dog. Turn this shit off.
But yeah, we'll see. Next weekend, dropping May 15th.
The ice has melted.
All these people.
What you thought about the list? You were mad at the complex list because they put academics at number one.
List?
The hip hop.
Oh yeah, I stopped taking that media list thing seriously. Like we gotta come on. A lot of these people on this list are not actual journalists. Like you're putting academics number one. You got like if you just look at the top 10, we're still propping up academics as the number one guy in hip hop media. Not a fan of it.
That guy Neon or whatever was on the list. I'm like, this is like like this isn't serious. None of these guys, none of this is serious.
I mean, there's some people on there that do great work, and I like their interviews. I like their podcast, but yeah,
like I fuck with
number one.
I fucks with Drink Champs heavy. Like I like Nori and them, but like I haven't seen a Drink Champ interview on my timeline in months. Like I don't even know who be on that show anymore. Like what do you mean?
No, I thought you were talking about all this wrestling list discourse because Bleacher dropped the list and people were all upset about it, and I was again looking like, not I was not involved.
I knew you weren't involved because I looked at a list of top 10 wrestlers and CM Punk wasn't on here, and I was like, oh, there's no way my friend was on this list. No way my friend was doing this.
top 10 wrestlers right now, and the 5-star match that everybody's talking about, this guy's not on the match on a list. No, I had nothing to do with that.
They're like, oh, it's from the last month. I'm like, that's even more. What do you mean? He had a 5-star match.
Yeah, Ethan Page is on there, not CM Punk. I was like, choices were made.
That was my instant tell. So yeah, no, my friend did not work on this. There's no way he did. And if he did, he got fired because he yelled at everybody for not doing this. There's no way. But yeah, lists have been egregious. Everybody making their top 100. I'm like, my issue is when they make it personal. I saw a guy, I think his name is Steez on the internet. He made a Mount Rushmore of experimental rappers. I fucking hate this name and discourse now. JPEG Mafia and Earl Sweatshirt have been beefing because JPEG Mafia is like, I'm the best experimental rapper there is, blah, blah, blah. But somebody made a list of experimental rappers and he was like, this is my personal list. And then another person, I think it was Ruben from Check the Rhyme or whatever, was like, you didn't include MF Doom and Dell. This list is disrespectful. How is this disrespectful? This is a personal list. This guy didn't say this is the list. This is the definitive list that you have to listen to. This is his list. If he doesn't have those people on there, why are you mad at him? And like, as someone who makes lists, I understand. It's like people are making things personal that aren't personal, dude. I'm just making a list. How are you personally attacked off of my list?
Yeah, I saw a lot of list discourse that was like, ooh, take me out. Take me out.
Shut this down.
Get me out of here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, friend of the show, SP3, was in the mix because he did that Sports Illustrated list that was everywhere. And at one point, him and Dave were going back and forth, and I was like, how did we get here? How did we get Dave going back and forth with SP3 and all of this? But I guess Dave's
how did we get here? Oh man.
Dave's whole point was that Bruno Sammartino should have been higher. I think Bruno was ranked at 10. And I'm not gonna pull up the whole list and do the whole, I can't believe this, but Austin was number 1. And some people had a problem with Austin being number 1. They were like, it should be Hogan because of what Hogan meant to the business. There is no Austin without Hogan and all this other stuff they were saying. And I was just like, I guess, but if we're talking about importance to WWE, I do agree with Dave that Bruno should be at least in the top 5 because like a lot of their business and like their foothold in New York and Madison Square Garden and like a lot of the prestige built around the WWE Championship was Bruno Sammartino.
Yeah, I'm just like, if you're gonna have that argument of there'll be no Austin without Hogan, you can't have we say the same thing about there'll be no Hogan without Bruno then, because Bruno was champion for 4 years or whatever. All the houses, like he built Madison Square Garden, and they've been running off that legacy for the last gazillion years. So like, if you're gonna talk about a guy that built this thing, then there it is. I knew that SP3 did this list when Becky Lynch was at 20. I was like, that's a funny guy. Very funny guy. SP3.
Not just Sports Illustrated. Not just Bleacher Report. Everybody's saying it.
But yeah, I make lists. Shut all this list shit down, you guys. We're done.
Yeah. Somebody should just play that Austin clip of him getting mad at Triple H doing his entrance. Shut it down. Shut the music off. Shut it off. You're not gonna come out. You're not gonna come out. You're not gonna hot dog. You're not gonna spit out your little water. Get in this ring because I got something to talk about, and I'm waiting. There'll never be another Austin, bro. Ever. Never be another Austin.
See, that's also why, like, talking all this shit, then I watch Austin and I remember and I think back and I'm like, this guy, life was fucking different when Austin was on top, dude. People, I just think about my aunt forcing my Uncle Tyrone to go to Macy's to buy a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, and she don't like wrestling. This is how crazy. It's like I remember she was like, "You have to go and buy me a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt." Like that's how crazy life was.
Yeah. I did see. We did talk about it when that list did pop up, and I was like, Triple H there over who?
Hey man, so it's a good story to see, like,
hey, man,
what he's doing. People are using his post wrestling legacy to help his wrestling legacy, because now people are like, oh no, because of blah blah blah, and it's like, I don't know, man, y'all are putting some sauce on it, I think.
Yeah, I won't get into more list discourse though.
There's some egregious takes from people that I really like.
There were some egregious takes from that list that people were saying that I was just like, "Ooh, yeah, no, you're on your own with that one, buddy.
You're on your own."
Oh, sir. I saw a lot of takes coming out of this. I saw a lot of takes in general this week that was just like, "Oh, no, I won't be doing that with you guys. Y'all have fun though." We think we got a few more Humper chats. Yeah. The last one from Tony P says, he did vain things, but understood something. Understood we have only one Earth and gave us Captain Planet. The kids need a safe space and made Cartoon Network. All we can joke about with Ted. He did some good. Rest in peace. With that, sorry, what is it? With that, I think it's a word missing here. I'm trying to skip what you get. With that, let's fight with our voices. I think that's what you mean. Let's fight with our voices and our vote. Peace and love. Yeah, I forgot that part that Ted did create Captain Planet.
Oh yeah.
Completely forgot about
that. Like what?
Yeah.
Crazy ass notebook that guy had.
Yeah. Then we got one from D-Lo Diggs. He says, "Is it crazy? I was happy for Skip and Stephen A on First Take. Was better than the gingerbread crap." But yeah, Daredevil Born Again was fire, as well as the boys' latest episode, and Trae Young still catching strays from the Knicks fan, laughing my ass off. One love. Yeah, I did not watch this Skip and Stephen A reunion. Had no real interest, but
good for
somebody. Yeah, Born Again has been great. Season 2 was really, really good. Good television if you're not watching it. Yeah, Knicks fans still chanting stuff at Trae Young when he's not even on that team anymore. He's nowhere around the Atlanta Hawks. You did not beat him in the playoffs, and you're still mentioning this guy's name. It's hilarious.
It's forever. I'm not mad at it. Beef is beef. You're still mad at Isaiah Thomas. Like, I get it. Look at no matter where you go, I'm gonna be mad at you.
It's a little different though.
Like he just beat y'all in a couple games, you know, like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, whatever people got to do to hype themselves up.
That's what it is.
Whatever the motivation is. I mean, my goat, we already know he was making up things to hype himself up, like because he was a psycho. And that's the thing I keep trying to tell people is the big difference between him and LeBron James. LeBron James is nice. He's a great wrestler. He's a great basketball player. But in the end, he wants to be liked and he wants to be perceived as a nice guy. Michael Jordan was a psycho, guys. Like, he didn't care. He wanted to win, and that's it.
I saw that clip again of Gary Payton being like, I really had Michael locked up. Like he feared me. And Jordan's like, Gary Payton. Like this is like the greatest basketball players of all time. This guy laughed at them. He's laughing at them. Like they're jokes. He's like, oh yeah, you're playing today. He'll walk into somebody's locker room like, didn't care, but still don't care about being liked, dog. It's all about this money. Ask Camilla. What's his name? Camilitary? No, Chameleonaire.
Yeah. There's a funny Kevin Garnett story where Kevin Garnett is talking about being a rookie on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he's watching the game, and Jordan is like, they're losing. Like the Minnesota Timberwolves are like, they're winning this game, locking Jordan down seemingly. And if you know anything about Kevin Garnett, this guy talks a lot of trash. He's on the bench talking trash, like, yeah, get them. Yeah, they can't fuck with us, blah, blah, blah. And I can't remember who was the player on the court, but he's like, oh no, do you realize what you've done? Like, stop. The worst thing you could do to Jordan is talk trash to him, especially if he's losing. Suffice to say, Minnesota Timberwolves ended up losing that game. Because you can't do that to that guy. You can't. And that's the thing. People fear Jordan. I don't think people realize the difference, bro. People feared this guy. That's what it was. It was J.R. Ryder. You're right, EPN. It was J.R. Ryder who was on the floor guarding him, and it was like, oh man, he got him. And Kevin Garnett's on the bench, like, yeah, man, get him. J.R. Ryder's like, no, don't do that. And of course, you work in the beast. You can't do that, dog.
Can't do it.
You can't talk to that guy like that.
Can't do it. You see what happened. We've seen what happened a million times. And that is the big difference between LeBron and Jordan is you hear LeBron stories and nobody ever really is like, we're afraid of him. They're like, we love the competition and he's a shark and all of this, but it's never like we were afraid to play him and afraid when his team came through. Jordan was like, we didn't know what to do. We had to do these different strategies. Like we was trying to kill that nigga outside the game. Like it was all kind of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's run through this 5-match card for Backlash, and then we're gonna slide out of here.
Backlash
will be coming to you tonight, Tampa, Florida, Benchmark International Arena. Like I said, quick 5-match card. Seth Rollins will be taking on Braun Breaker, singles match. Very much assume this is probably going to be the feud for these two guys for the next month or so. I don't think this is going to be a one-off match. I would assume Braun's probably going to win here because I don't think that this match is done here. I don't think the feud is done here. I do love that at every turn, Seth is in this feud with him, but no, his eyes are over there. He is like, what's this Roman guy doing? And you can see that this week when he was coming out to the ring, and Roman was in Gorilla, and he's like, "You're in my way," and I was like, "Oh no, this is no." It's like when you know somebody is in a relationship with somebody and they're not quite over their ex. It's like, okay, man, have your fun over there, but that ain't gonna last. It's not gonna last. And it's very clear that that's the case. It's the case with this Jacob stuff. As compelling as this Jacob and Roman stuff is, yeah, there's a reason you got in front of our TV screens and said, I made this belt relevant because you want to get a dig in at Rollins. You want to make it known, like, I made this belt relevant. I did what you never could do with this belt. And there's no way in the world Rollins does not feel a way about that. Especially with
Definitely
the
feels
fact that
away.
I didn't lose this belt. The only reason you got that belt in the way that you did at WrestleMania because I wasn't there because I got injured. I vacated the belt. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before we get to get that feud. But this Braun Breaker stuff is a side mission until there, which is really
Mhm.
unfortunate because this should be the big main feud for Seth Rollins coming out of division. But I think because they didn't just make it the WrestleMania match, and now they're doing it here, where it feels like even more of an afterthought to the Roman and Rollins
Mhm.
stuff. It's not great for Breaker, but I do think that Breaker's going to pick up the win tonight.
Yeah, because that could be the story of the match of Braun. Braun's whole thing has been like, I need this. I need to cut you in half. I need to chop you. I need to get you out of the way because I want to be world champion. And when people look this way, they be looking at you to be the next world champion. But it's mine. The future is all this. But Seth is on some, I'm trying to be world champion again. And the guy that I absolutely fucking hate is trying to carry my championship like this is all under him. And all the fans, like we talked about last week, are like, yeah, Roman, right, this wasn't relevant before him. That is grinding at Seth's gears. And so him overlooking Braun is the story of the match, and Braun gets a victory. That's how you continue the feud, though, is Seth does get serious and say, I'm gonna take you out before I get to the real shit. And that's how you get another match with him. But yeah, I think Braun's gonna get him.
Yeah, I would assume so. And actually, look, I said all that stuff earlier. According to this, I am wrong. Trick Williams and Sammy are on this show. I saw this
Okay.
stuff like they did this big main event thing, and they're not on the show. They're on the show. Shows what I know, and I have a podcast. See, shame. Trick Williams will be defending the United States Championship against Sami Zayn. Yeah, I don't see Trick losing here. I think Trick is going to retain with everything you've got going with him. I see no reason to drop that belt back to Sami Zayn.
Good for Trick getting this main event. I mean, being the main event of the go home show and then getting this match, I mean, that does mean something. So if he gets to get a big victory over Sam Zayn on the way, also really good. Good for Trick getting a lot of TV time, getting a pay-per-view match, a one-on-one pay-per-view match. Like this shit means something.
Yes. Io Sky will be taking on Asuka in a one-on-one match we've been waiting for quite some
Finally.
time. Surprisingly, only women's match on the card. There is no women's championship match on the card. They are giving Io and Asuka the spot, which is well deserved. I still think this should have happened at WrestleMania. It really sucks that we're not getting a payoff to the stuff with Kyrie either because she's gone. I think there was a report at one point that I can't remember. I believe it was from Dave where he was saying there's a chance that Kyrie could be involved as kind of like one last thing for her to do with the company or something. That would be nice, but then it would also suck if she ended up showing up here and then just going away again.
You know that.
But I do hope this match delivers because they did have such a good storyline going coming into this year, and then they completely dropped the ball with it. So hopefully they do get time. Hopefully this ends up delivering. But
yeah, all these women need is time to really have a great match here, and if they're given that, it could potentially be the match of the night pretty easily.
Yeah, definitely. But I do think Io's going to pick up the win.
She should. Hopefully they give these women the proper time to tell this story because it's been some roadblocks to get to it.
Yeah. Then we got Danhausen and a mystery opponent. Ooh, spooky. Versus The Miz and Kit Wilson in a tag match. Yeah, the storyline here, of course, is Miz has been in this back and forth with Danhausen. Danhausen wanted to be mentored by The Miz. Miz doesn't want to do it. So Danhausen cursed him, and then he tricked him by saying, I'll let you be my mentor, but then he just low blowed him and beat him up. And so now here we are. There's a tag match. I guess, is your prediction for the tag partner? It would be very funny if this is where we get Punk back because we haven't seen Punk in a few weeks.
I would die.
If this is Danhausen and Punk versus The Miz and Kit Wilson, that would be pretty funny to me. To go from a WrestleMania main event to this.
When I saw that the betting odds were high for Stephen A. Smith to be the partner of Danhausen, I was like, what is going on here?
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, why is he even in the running here for this? I mean, this is a comedy segment, a comedy match. So wouldn't another comedy wrestler make a lot of sense to be in here? But who fills that role at this point? I don't know. I'm stumped. If it was Punk, I'd laugh really hard because like he has a connection.
It would be pretty funny.
But I don't know if that's him.
I've seen people say it could be Jelly Roll, which
I wouldn't.
Yeah. Like I was about to say, what would Danhausen do? Like, what if I'm in Danhausen's brain? What makes sense for Danhausen as a character? But nothing makes sense for Danhausen as a character because you know what his motivation is. He's just doing a bunch of random, crazy, zany stuff.
Legit have no idea.
I guess because of the connection, it could be Punk, but like it's hard for me to believe they jumped from like Punk at the last pay-per-view main eventing to being in this like tag team comedy match with the
That'd
Miz.
be nuts. But I mean, crazier things have happened.
Yeah. Trying to think somebody also that hates the Miz that would want to do this.
Everybody then got fired. I don't know who back there.
Yeah, the Undertaker. There you go.
The Undertaker. Big take, new haircut.
Yeah. Yeah. It could be Jelly Roll. I would not be shocked. I don't want that, but I would not be shocked.
He was supposed to fight on this show, wasn't he? In the main event, they could just change it to that.
It's gonna be Cena. That's what Cena's big announcement is gonna be. Psych. Y'all thought I retired? Psych.
Just kidding. With Danhausen.
Coming back to wrestle one more time with Danhausen. Yeah. We shall see. Either way, I think Danhausen and his mystery opponent are going to pick up the win.
Yeah, whoever it is, that's who's going to win. Danhausen and his friend.
Then a main event, Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. Look, World Heavyweight Championship, main eventing again. He made this belt so relevant.
Couldn't have happened without him.
Yeah, never. There's no way Jacob's winning here, guys.
Come on.
This is Roman's first defense of this belt. He's got to be holding this belt at least until SummerSlam, if I had to guess. They've already announced all of his dates for the following weeks. He's going to be on TV for most weeks, except for in the build to Night of Champions, which is the Saudi show, because the report is he's not doing the Saudi show, and that's the only reason he's not going to be on TV in those weeks. But if he's going to be on TV for all of these shows upcoming, he's definitely going to be champion.
Absolutely. There's no way. I want Jake to win super bad, but like they did all that WrestleMania stuff and everything surrounding this for a reason.
Yes. I would love it if Jacob won here. I kind of would like it more if Jacob beat Cody. Like, because I think there's more of a story there. I think like also having the bragging rights of Roman lost to Cody, and then the guy that ends up eventually beating him being Jacob. I really like that. And we haven't gotten the Jacob Cody title match yet. I think they have something really interesting. They have a great dynamic based on that backstage segment they had earlier this year. So there's still meat on the bones there. But no, I think Jacob's gonna take the loss here. I do like what they've done with them in this feud. Um, the SmackDown segments haven't been nearly as good, but all of the stuff between Jacob and Roman on Raw, I've enjoyed.
Yeah, I like that Jake is immediately sprung into this position. Roman just winning the belt, and then Jacob being his first opponent out the gate, I think is a big deal. They're making around every corner, they make Jacob feel like a big deal too. They're really selling how he could beat Roman. He's a fucking monster. He's into a different kind of strategy, wanting, fighting for his family and all of his different motivations. So it's making Jake look like a big deal. I mean, seeing how he's ascended up the company roster so quickly, I think means something. And main event match of Roman, that's pretty much what everybody in the roster is fighting to get. So this means something.
Yes. They did some more teases. I kind of feel like we're getting Roman versus Jay at some point. I don't know when, but they are teeing it up. They're subtly laying the hints more and more that Jay is acting like Roman more and more. He's acting more like Roman as the leader of the bloodline. And I think this is going to come to a head between him and Roman. I mean, and really Jay should feel away because it's like I said last week, you're like, hey, the World Heavyweight Championship didn't matter until I held it. Like, what do you mean? It didn't matter when I was holding it?
A lot of shade.
Wait a minute. You basically come back after this guy talked about your father and we stepped to him, and then you get back and you're like, nah, I'm not stepping to him. What do you mean? You gonna let him get away with that? So yeah, it's been small hints here and there where him and Jacob are going to hit, and the stuff this week between Jacob and Jay, where Jacob was like, wait a minute, flashback, you never beat Roman. You talking like I can't beat him. You can't beat him. Don't act like I don't have a chance. No, you pigeonholed yourself in that box as you went right back to following this dude. I'm not trying to follow this dude. If you're cool with that, hey man, I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but I ain't trying to follow dude.
Yeah, I think when they started doing bloodline stuff again, I was like, but they're at least making the Usos not look completely like idiots, like going back to be on his side. You know what I mean? They're adding a little bit more story elements to it. It isn't just like everybody forgave Roman and we're moving forward. There is still some lingering kind of tension back there.
Yeah, and you could still see, you could always go back to the Punk stuff that his words didn't quite hit the mark at the time. But like more and more of these things start chipping away at Jay. Like, wait a minute, why is this way? Why am I right back to following you? Why don't I feel equal to you? I was the man on Raw. Then you come over here and you take over. Like, yeah, there's a good build here. But like I said, the Jacob and Roman stuff, I think has been really good for Jacob so far. I think Roman needed something like this coming straight out of WrestleMania. We've wanted this one-on-one match since Jacob got to got to WWE. So looking forward to this match. I think that this very much has the chance to be match of the night, given like the two guys are in it and how big this match is going to be. So yeah, looking forward to that. That is your card. Like I said, easy breezy 5-match card. We'll probably jump on the channel tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Today is Saturday, Monday, and review it. I think we are through with all of our super chats. I just want to double check and see if we have any humper chats left.
Yes, sir.
I think we got through all of our super chats. Appreciate you guys as always.
Yep, that's everything.
Sorry, waiting for the screen to reload. I don't know why it's always slow. We do not have any more humper chats. Appreciate you guys for sending your humper chats and your super chats. Also, fair way to hell tonight as well. As we said, 3 matches. It's going to be Pac versus Darby, Mark Davis versus Jack Perry. Of course, Divine Dominion will also be in action. Like I said, I'm going to probably jump on a stream Monday and go over this Backlash card. But until then, this has been Grapsody. I'm Phil Lindsay, Righteous Reg. We're out of here.
Peace.